How's it going, everyone? We are now live, and I would like to welcome everyone who is watching to the Sci Fi Society Podcast Volume 10. And joining me after a while, the founding fathers. Everybody knows Jedi Granville, and we finally were able to get the man, the Godzilla crazy guy, one of my great friends in the Godzilla community, and overall, Gojira851 onto the Sci-Fi Society podcast volume 10. And yeah, so glad to finally get Gojira851 on here after almost pretty much a year. It's been about a year, and everybody's been busy paying bills, getting through COVID. And finally, the founding fathers are back together. So, guys, if you already seen the thumbnail, we are going to be covering probably my favorite film for 2022, and that's The Northman. And just to get started, I want to throw. Actually, I'm going to throw it to Gojira851 since he hasn't been on here almost a year, and like we always do, we're just going to give a real quick synopsis on what they thought of the film before we get into deep detail. So, Gojira851, my boy, my brother, take it away, man.
Okay, The Northman. People have been saying a lot about this film when it first came out. The words historically accurate has been thrown around a lot. Now, there are a lot of historically accurate things in this film. However, it has a lot of fantasy elements as well, from Norse mythology. Like we were talking about offline, a lot of people were expecting this show, not this film to be pretty much a 2-hour version of the show Vikings. Now, I love the show Vikings. It's a fun show, but this is trying to be its own thing, and it succeeds at being its own thing. It has a different pace, and it tells a story in a different manner as well, rather than the show Vikings does. So if you're big into Norse mythology and you're big into, Scandinavian or Norwegian culture and stuff like that, this is a perfect film for you. And it's almost like a tragedy as well, like, say, the story from William Shakespeare, Hamlet. Or if you're bigger into, 80s action films or action epics, Conan the Barbarian with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This film, I don't want to say it borrows a lot from that film. However, it feels like the younger brother of Conan the Barbarian, except it's a lot more reserved, but it also dares to do things far more than that film did as well. With a lot of twists and turns as well, but The Northman is an excellent film. And looks like we have a...
DJ Anubis.
Yeah. Apologies for my lateness, but I thought it was at 10 o'clock. It's like 9 o'clock, so I saw his live. I was like, oh, shit, got to get on this.
No, it's all good. We didn't mean to interrupt you, Matt, but now we got Metal Tavern Radio, the werewolf enthusiast, the metal messiah. We got DJ Anubis in here. Yeah, everybody knows DJ Anubis, one of my boys, my friends also from the Sci-Fi Society, the MDA, and he's also a very deep enthusiast on heavy metal. So welcome, my brother DJ Anubis, to the stream. And you already know we're talking about, and we're talking about the Northman. And so so go ahead and finish off Gojira, and then from there I'll take it over, and then we'll pass it around. Well, just what you, like you're saying, with the little synopsis on what you thought of the film.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's without really talking about the film too much. It has its twists, it has its turns, and it's kind of like a Shakespearean epic in a way. So that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. No, thank you for that. And now we'll move it on to Jedi Granville. and just like I said, quick synopsis on what you thought of the film, man. And I'm pretty, like I said, I think it was me and somebody else that pitched it to you. So just let us know your opinion on it. Your first synopsis, what you thought of it, first thoughts on it.
Well, my first thoughts on it is this takes me back to the late 70s, early 80s of brutality in terms of film. But that's the way you go with a film like this. You put in the brutality and the realism as best as you can to bring out a very good story. Because I'm gonna tell you, this movie was like, and it's Gojira mentioned, this kind of when I say favorite, it's kind of like its younger brother Conan the Barbarian, and he just left. But no, dude. I mean, even though it almost kind of seems like a Conan Barbarian a little bit, I think someone mentioned that to me personally, and I have to agree, it's a little bit better than Conan the Barbarian for some reason, in my opinion. Maybe because it's a new film, and that one's older, and that was pushing more towards fantasy anyway. This one is pushing more towards more raw and realism, like you sci-fi. It is just like, man, this is a hardcore film in the 21st century, and I'm just like, man, you wouldn't think you would see that kind of brutality these days, because it seems like these films like this, Hollywood kind of wimps out over these films because they feel like it's too real, it's too raw. It's like, dude, you showing what it was back then during those times when you didn't have, the accommodations that we have now. You seeing people probably have to take a dump somewhere on the ground, in a room, whatever, or you have to wash out. It's that brutal, and you have to show those elements in this. And I'm just like, watching it, it's like, I'm liking this because it's like, it is holding no corner. It's not holding nothing back. It's pretty much saying, hey, if you don't like it, fuck you. But if you do like it more, So that's how I look at it.
No, yeah, I know. We lost Matt for a second, like I said, hey, Matt, I'll tell you, it's not me, bro. It's probably StreamYard, the technology and everything like that, but we got you back. So
it was my fault. I saw something was on my screen, and I went to check it, and then all of a sudden it closed out the thing, so I know not to touch my phone anymore.
Okay, that's all good. It's all good. Okay, now, DJ Nubis, what was your first take and synopsis and opinion on the Northman, man?
Well, I mean, going into the Northman, I was kind of excited because I watched The Witch, and even though I didn't come out of that as big as other people did, I appreciate everything that Eggers did. And I love Anya Taylor. She's fucking amazing as an actress. But,
yeah.
But then I saw The Lighthouse with Defoe and Pattinson, and that movie blew me away. It's crazy. But the acting between those two guys in that film and the way that Eggers shot that movie, totally amazing. So going into Northman, I was like, oh, I'm really excited because now Eggers is in my wheelhouse with the Vikings and the Northmen and stuff that I really dig. Now, Jedi, you literally just cut my head off with that. You're better than Conan the Barbarian take. I'm like, oh my God, did you just do that to me? Did you just do that to me, man?
I have to be brutally honest, bro.
I hear. It's okay. It's okay. I get it. I know Matt was talking about earlier when I walked in that some of this is based off sort of the Viking stuff. I love the Viking show. But the thing about Eggers is with this film is that he has such great atmosphere and scenery. I love all the shots in this film. I'll probably get a little more into some of my problems with it as we go along, but I love Skarsgård. He's a good actor. I love him in just about everything he does. And the premise, not really original, but well executed. I kind of saw some things as the movie went along that I kind of figured out, but again, I'll just touch on those as we go along. But I went back and listened to my review I did on the podcast a few months back when I watched it, and I gave it a pretty high score. I gave it a 9 out of 10, so I kind of still feel that way about it. I haven't gone back and watched it since, but I do remember really liking it a lot when I went to sit in the theater.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, man. I mean, there's the premise, the style. Robert Eggers his visual aspects on making movies, not just this one, but like you said with the one with what was it? The guy who played Batman. He said, what's his name? Yeah. All of that is. I mean, I'm so focused on the Northman that like any other movie right now is like not even in my head right now because I love this movie so much. Like, it's got every single part that I love about. Basically it's a warrior film, and it's about just going back to ancient, Norway, Iceland, everything like that, and that's what I really enjoy about those kind of movies. And like we're all bringing it up, Conan the Barbarian, and even Conan the Barbarian has some links to Valhalla, and here they call the afterlife or the warrior afterlife Valhalla. So that's what I love about it. And I do a lot of research when it comes to this because I just love samurai, Vikings, ancient Aztecs, Mayans, the Spartan, the warriors of Sparta, Greece. I mean, there's all this kind of stuff is really intrigues me. It just that kind of mythology just it blows my mind, and I've always been very interested in that kind of in that kind of lore. So even since freaking when I was in English class, man, when I read the Odyssey talking about Odysseus and all that shit, it's stuff that it's always stuck in my head. But now there's just my take. So now we'll move on to the cast, and I want to get straight to the cast. And of course it's directed by Robert Eggers, and we have the main cast: Alexander Skarsgård, Nicole Kidman, Claes Bang, DJ Anubis is Anya Taylor-Joy. Yeah, we know she's hot, and yeah, we know why he likes her. and Gustav Lin, Ethan Hawke, another freaking icon when it comes to acting, and Bjork. I know you guys remember Bjork from the 90s because I do. Listen to it. Yeah, Bjork, and and the legendary William Dafoe. So there's the cast. And now, like I said, I mean, the cast blows my mind, man, and it's like even Robert Eggers. I mean, he's not very like out there, well known, like like these typical other directors, like Coppola or all these other guys, especially Ridley Scott and all these other directors. But he has that visual style, man, that just like it's intriguing. And I'd see, like I said, I had never seen a movie besides this one that I know about Robert Eggers, because you guys are way on top of your game when it comes to movies and actually getting down to the information and stuff like that than I am. I'm mostly just the one that watches it. Is okay, I like the movie, that's it. So I'm trying to be more sophisticated when it comes to talking about movies. But now, like I said, I just wanted to do something that a lot of people don't do, but just to get a better emphasis on this and bring a little more spice to the channel, since YouTube can't do a goddamn thing. And I just wanted to show this. And yeah, man, I mean, this freaking movie is like I showed it to my parents like 2 weeks ago, and my dad said, literally, my dad and mom said, this movie puts Conan the Barbarian to shame. Like, yeah.
You got triggered, brother.
Hey, that's what they said. That's what they said.
Hey, it's all subjective, man. It's all subjective.
It's all good.
Okay, here we go.
Hear me, Odin, all father of the gods. Summon the shadows of ages past, when the thread-spinning Norns ruled the fates of men. Hear of a prince's vengeance quenched at the fiery gates of hell. A prince destined for Valhalla. Hear me.
Yeah. So, like I said, just throwing out that's the opening. So we'll start with the opening, and like I said, since Gojira FI1 hasn't been on here for a year, I'll start with him, and then I'll move on to the next. I'll move on to the next person, and then we'll go from there. So Gojira, let us have it, brother. What you thought of the opening and the beginning of it?
Very ominous, and it raises the story of what we're about to be told. You know, in a very, you know, it's minimalistic, but also it looks very epic at the same time. You know, it doesn't have to be all flashy. It doesn't have to be big explosions and stuff. It doesn't have to be like epic music and everything. It just shows us a simple thing and then gives us a premise, and then it's going to let that unfold throughout the film. Now, I'm not saying that the other films that do that, you know, with the epic and this and stuff, it's not that to say those are bad. It just shows the easiness that they can do, but still be epic in their own way. With this is Steph's kiss.
Yeah. So, okay, now on to DJ Nubis.
Well, coincidentally, the intro is almost similar, like Barbarian. Like you hear the narration at the beginning of Conan. I think it's Mako that actually does the narration in that. I don't remember. But yeah, you know, this Billy shot, like, you know, Matt said, like, you could just look at it. It doesn't look like much, but Eggers has a good eye for cinematography. So the way that he shot it, and then you have the voice behind it, it's just really nice. And just going back to the cast, man, like, you know, I love a lot of the cast members that are in there. And Kidman, I don't know if you guys ever saw a movie she did some years ago called Malice. She does a wonderful job in that film.
I saw that.
It's a great film, and I feel better that character in this one.
Something that's off of rocker, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Jedi Granville.
Well, that's the kind of thing where you have to start out a film that's somewhat small, that's kind of independent, like, but it really brings you. It sucks you in. It sucks you into knowing that there's something foreboding on the horizon in this film, and you don't know it. And just to add on what DJ was saying, I love how this film is shot. The cinematography in this film, I love it, man. I mean, the vistas of the mountain in the distance, or the plains and everything. I love how Eggers did shoot this film so well that, you know, I think it's a character in his own right. The visuals, you know, because the acting is good, you know, whatever transpires is good, but just seeing where they're at, the environment that they're at, it works well. It's not so overhyped as you like to say, DJ. It's not Gojira. It's not some sky beam in the air kind of situation where it's shooting up, you know. And like you say, you could have that, but it's not Lord of the Rings. It's not Vikings. It's not Game of Thrones. It's its own thing. And knowing that it's just saying, this person saying these simple words, and you getting a hint that, okay, something's going to happen. So, okay, what the fuck is going to happen? I don't know. I mean, I'm already in this. What's going to transpire? So just those words. And then you have it where the volcano is. It's like, okay, we're not showing that just to be showing that. It's going to play a part in the film later on, but we don't know when. And when it does, it's like, yes.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly, man. All the takes and information you guys are providing, man, is spot on. And to me, just in my opinion, the volcano is a reference to Helheim. Mm-hmm. So it's the realm of the Norse mythology, the realm of the dead. So that's where I get it real quick. I realized it real quick, and I just love this shit. I'm already getting like, fuck yeah, this is the kind of shit like a close to like a God of War kind of thing, but in a scenic kind of view from a movie. But I mean, and then from there we move on to, you know, it's the small little kingdom. I mean, I think it's called Hafsne. It's called Hafsne. And this is where Ethan Hawke's character is going into his small little kingdom. It's not a huge kingdom, because remember, like back in the Viking days, from what I remember, they were more like savage than civil, more savage than, how do you say it, civilized. So all they knew was war, blood, survive, eat, sleep, kill. That's, to me, that's what they knew. So that's how they lived, and especially in the time frame that they put this movie. So he's coming in, walking in, and he's getting a hero's welcome. They show Ethan Hawke, King. His name is King Elvindir. Yeah. King Elvindir. Yeah, and yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Elvindil. Yeah, King Elvindil, the War Raven. So he's coming into a warrior's welcome. Nicole Kidman, showing how showing her. She looks good, man. I can't believe that chick doesn't age. I don't know. She still looks freaking good for her age, man. And we all know she's a great actress. And then there's young Amleth, who is the main star of the movie, coming in. And Amleth is, still a little kid, man. He doesn't know anything about war. He's still learning. He's still growing. And Avendir's coming in, especially with his brother. They call it Fjolnir, and it's Fjolnir, and it's just like, man, it's like you already know that it's Fjolnir. He's coming in, and they're just getting that welcome and walking into the into the war hall. Ethan Hawke's character, King, Arvindil, the War Raven, is just getting his 2 cents in, getting a kiss, kiss my ring, let me know I just came back from a hard ass fucking battle. And that, but his son, you can tell that he holds his son in more reverence than his wife or his bride or his queen. Right. And he comes in right away, hugs him, says, how much, this and that, I missed you, son, this and that. They go in to start, talking, just eating, talking about, what happened in the war. Right away, even before that, Nicole Kidman's character asked, is your brother going to join us? He said, don't worry, my brother will be coming in, whatever. And then brother walks in, does his thing too. You can tell he's hesitant, doesn't want to kiss the ring, doesn't want to kiss ass, but he has to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. So he does it. And then, they're doing their mutual, give this, manslayer a drink for everything he's done. And then, Nicole Kidman is on, wiping, just walking up to this guy, showing, hey man, you probably gotta, but I'm not going to tell you that in front of my husband, but it's like, whatever. And then that's when William Dafoe's character, which I'm going to place it right now, man. Check it out.
Look how the queen's cup grows wet for more men than her king. What metal might buy a fragrant sip? Sweet silver or hard iron? Silence, Governor! I'm afraid.
Did you guys hear what he said?
I heard him.
Oh man, I see, and that's where that's where it comes to, like, you can tell that Fjolnir is more. He's just a straight up warrior, man. He's a brute. He's a berserker. He's a straight up freaking, just tell me to kill somebody and I'll kill him. And that's where we see William Dafoe's character, and Hymir. His name is Hymir, and he's just a fool. Every single kingdom, every single whatever, they always need a fool. They need a jester, whatever, and that's what he does. And then from there, they go on to moving on to showing Fjolnir's son, Thorir, and now I'll move it on to Gojira 5-1. And from there, Gojira 5-1, let us know from what you remember, and move on from where Ethan Hawke's character, King Avendir, talks to Nicole Kidman, and move on from there, and then we'll shift.
Well, from what I remember, his way was really cold when he came back because he was already injured from the battle. And let's just say medical science isn't what it was back then. So, if you got slashed across the gut, that's pretty much a death sentence. And that's where his injury was. So when he came back, he saw his son, which was, I don't know if this phrase is correct. It's like the marble of his eye, pretty much. And he treated his wife like a queen. He didn't really treat her like as a love. You know, it's not like a romance between like a husband and wife. It felt like a king and queen in position, doing what they need to do. You can see the passion in her eyes, but not really in his. It's more like he has other things on his mind. You know, it's almost like to the point where he knows that cut is across his belly, and his time is short. Now he wants to dedicate everything in his last moments to teaching his son as much. You all right, Jedi?
I'm hoping okay. I'm just making sure my windpipe is cleared here.
Sure. Keep going, man.
Yeah. As far as Willem Dafoe's character is concerned, you know, he knocks it out of the park every movie he's in. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where he's really bad in. You know, he hams it up in a lot of movies that he's in. He also can play a serious character when he needs to as well. So it's always a class act whenever he's in a movie and doing his thing. And yeah, he plays the fool, but he's also like the smart. He's almost like Merlin in a way in this film. Not really, you know, a court jester, but he has a bit of a goofiness to him. But he's also sage in his wisdom as well. So that's how I see that scene.
Cool. Now, DJ Nubis.
Yeah, so just kind of a little bit backtracking there when you were speaking about the little towns and villages that, you know, Vikings live in. Like, they have a sense of their belief systems are always centered around like paganism, spiritualism, Norse gods and mythology, of course, and then of course the idea of seers. So that explains a lot of like their behaviors and how they they're in the little villages and whatnot. So it wasn't uncommon for kings to value their kids more than their wives. Yeah. That's why I end up with like many more mistresses and whatever, because it was always about legacy. You know, creating another boy to take over down the future, you know, whatnot. Yeah, you know, it's interesting about that scene because, like you said, you do notice that the brother is kind of like not really happy about being in that situation, and then he just like, I'm sure he likes his brother, but he just doesn't want to be ruled by him. Yeah. And there's not anything you can say about Defoe he hasn't done. The guy just takes whatever role he has and just runs with it, and he's so good at it. Like, he can literally steal the show at any point. You just have to be careful as another actor not to let it outshine you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I never heard of the actor that played Fjolnir. I mean, what's his name is hold on. Should have showed right here. But no,
I was kind of disappointed at one point when this movie first came out. You know, people were kind of, not everybody, but there were some people that were sort of age shaming Nicole Kidman, which I thought was unfortunate. Because, like, you know, some of these actresses, as they get older, they get a little bit of work done because they're trying to remain active in movies and stuff. And it's like, I'm sure on some level, some of the actresses do it for vanity reasons, but I don't believe that's Nicole Kidman at all. And I just didn't like seeing those kind of comments in that regard. I thought that her purpose is to try to she loves her job, and she still does a good job acting, and she still get accolades. I don't know. There's some of these other shows she's done that I've never seen that she's still very good in. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time on that, but I just wanted to point that out, that it was really unfortunate that she kind of took some shit for that.
Yeah. No, yeah, you know, of course. And I mean, it's like I said, man, it's just people, like, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're young or old, you're always gonna get criticized, whether you're an actor, whatever profession you do. There's always gonna be haters. There's always gonna be people that are gonna there's always gonna be that one person that's not gonna like you when it comes to, you know, being just being your own person. So there's gonna be that person, those people that are gonna talk shit and they're gonna be whatever. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, Nicole Kidman still, for her age, looks very good. She looks very good, and her acting hasn't changed. I mean, I think, to me, just in my opinion, I don't care who's watching who doesn't agree with me, I'm gonna say, you know what, she's improving. I mean, how many other movies have you seen her, especially in a fantasy movie, you know, that she can, you know, broaden her atmosphere of acting. Like, she has, like, how do you say it? She has what do you call it? She has layers to her acting, not just one. She's not one dimensional.
Right.
You know, she's not one dimensional. So okay, well, I'll give it to Jedi Granville and what you thought about that scene, Jedi Granville, and then we'll move on from there, brother.
I'll make this quick because I want to actually jump on back on.
I was like, sorry.
No,
let me just mention something. I'm sorry, real quick. I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. The guy that plays Fjolnir, his name is Claes Bang, and he's British. Claes Bang. Yeah, he's British. Okay, go ahead, Jedi. Didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
But no, that scene where we see, that between Ethan Hawke and Nicole Kidman's character, you know, he pretty much tells her, it's like, I've been, you know, stabbed, you know, and everything. He said part of my liver's been left there. When I say they tasted my liver, whatever, you know, but you know, he's going to have his time where he's going to leave this earth. He's going to go with Valhalla, you know, eventually. So he's got to pass the torch to his son, and you know he's telling her. And as you say, the banter between him and Nicole Kidman's character. You know, somewhere you could tell that he has more love for what he's doing than her, and also he has more love for his son than her, because it's something that you mentioned, DJ. It's like that's what they're doing, and I was thinking the fact that it's a kind of a juxtaposition opposite of what the character in 300, what's his name?
Leonidas.
You see that he's like he loves his company, but he loves his woman too. You know, he definitely shows her love. And Ethan Hawke's character doesn't show that too much at all. You can feel it. You can feel like that love is so lost right there, you know.
It's because Greek women breed real men.
So, that's probably true, because he sure didn't, like I say, he sure was not I mean, a real man to show his affection for her. I mean, she bore him a son, but it's like that's it, you know, that's all you're really good for in a way, you know. And she said, come to my bed, you know, and I, you know, treat you and everything, but it's like I have to take care of this now, this situation with my passing the throne to my kingdom to my son. So, and like I say, getting back to just want to throw this out here, Nicole Kidman. I remember the first acting job she did. Just a little anecdote. The first acting movie I saw her in was called BMX Bandits. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Never mind then. Okay, we got some people who know. Yes, that was her. That was my first introduction to her. And even back then, when she was only like 15 years old, she has such a great presence about her acting in there, you know. And I was just like, for somebody who's this young but had a really promising, you know, position, and it was like I say, it was just a mediocre kind of film, but it's funny how her acting, her character was able to be what it was. And I said to myself, she looked like somebody who's going to be very promising in the future, but I didn't know. I was just thinking like, well, maybe that's just a touch and go kind of thing. Sure enough, here I come seeing this movie called Dead Calm. There's some other films come around, and I'm just like, well, shit, Nicole Kidman really is making a name for herself, you know? So, yeah, I mean, all people are going to have their throwing out trolls kind of saying, no, this person can't do this person. To me, and here's the thing right this, I'm not a big Nicole Kidman fan, but I give props where it's due when it comes to people who can actually perform, who can act. And she gives off a good performance. I wouldn't be surprised if she was get nominated for this role, but if it does, it's like you Academy, y'all stupid. But she holds it down in this picture, though. I have to give it to her, you know.
No, yeah, I agree, man. I mean, what do you call it? Trying to get Preacher Linwood in here, and I just sent him the invite. And not to get off subject, but yeah, I sent him an invite again so he can jump in. But yeah, man, no, it's true. Like BMX Bandits, dude. Man, I was a kid. That's my time, bro. That's like early 80s.
When I said that, I was like, I figured DJ might know about it, but when your expression lit up, like, okay, he knows this.
Bro,
like, all right.
Dude, ever since, like, you remember, bro, like back in our days, we only had bikes and shit. We didn't have freaking tablets. computers and fucking video games and all that.
We weren't doing all this.
Right.
and come on, when Nicole Kidman was young, everybody had a crush on her, man. Especially,
God,
come on.
yeah,
I'm no different.
But like for real, man. But no, it was no. But what you said, Jedi Granville. No, I mean it's like it's just like we go back to what Gojira and what DJ Nubis said. It's like when it came to Norse mythology, or even like Norway, Iceland, they just, or they always valued a man always valued either his son more than a woman. Like women didn't have a lot of. I mean, women, like you said, women at that point probably were just good for one thing, and that's it. They provide an heir, they provide a son, and besides that, they're just stay home, cook.
I mean, I should say there's a caveat to that, because obviously in shows like Vikings, you have the shield maidens, but I think those women were kind of separate from your usual wives. Those are women that were just destined or sought out to be warriors, whereas most women would want to be caring for the kids and staying at home and doing all that stuff. So there were some exceptions, but for the most part, they were just pieces of meat.
Yeah, exactly. What do you call it? No, I mean it's true. I mean it's just like you know what I mean, man. Like here we go. Okay, now I got him. Let me see.
Okay, hold on. Preacher coming on, baby.
Preacher.
How you doing, brother?
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Good.
Yep.
My man.
Someone's got feedback.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it. He brought the feedback with him.
Okay, does it work now?
Yep.
Oh, you good, brother?
Now,
My
now
man.
we can hear
Okay,
you.
good. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Just talking about the Northman, and glad to have you on and jump on, since it's the last live stream for 2022, and just glad to have you, Preacher Linwood. How you been, brother?
I'm good. It just, I was trying to get out of my cave so I could get here and holler at y'all guys, because I've been busy so much lately. But glad to be back on. So good to see you guys.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Walter, you looking good.
Yeah,
Anubis looking good. Gojira 51 looking good. Of course, well, sci-fi. I see you, dog. I see you.
Nah, man. No, nobody ever here looks good as you, bro. That's all, man. Especially sporting the Puma hoodie, keeping it
right,
bro.
Well, trying to spoil a little something.
No, man. Just glad to have you on. Haven't had you on in a while. It's just like Gojira, man. We haven't had Gojira. You guys on for almost a year. We're already gonna end 2022. So that's just I'm just glad I was able to get you guys on here. So now, where we're moving off of Jedi Granville, we'll get to Linwood right now, and then Anubis, we'll get on to him. But I'm doing something new because like I said, YouTube can't do anything about it. But I just want to show little spice, show little spots of the movie we're talking about. So here we're gonna go.
Let this misdeed haunt your living nights. Till the flaming vengeance gorgeous of death.
I remember that too.
Strike! Strike! To Valhalla!
So now, going off of that scene, we already know he came out because we wanted to skip because trust me, like we already talked about it. Jedi Granville and also Gojira 51 before we even started this podcast. When they got to the part when they were talking to Willem Dafoe's character Hymir, he's a man witch, which is crazy. Right. He's a witch, He's a man, and he did some crazy freaking made him drink some kind of elixir mixed with whatever or meat or whatever, had him hallucinating or whatever, seeing crazy fucking off the wall kind of shit, and then adding fucking belching and fucking farting and all that shit. Yeah, that. But see, yeah, it was kind of bonkers. Don't get me wrong; it was off the wall bonkers to me. But I thought about it after the scene. And I said, you know what, man? it was probably fucking worse back in those days, like in reality. Like, it was probably they probably did some.
They might stunk to high heaven back then.
Exactly, they might have done. Yeah, but okay, like I said, okay. Well, like I said, I'll jump into let me jump into to Linwood. So you just jumped on, and then from Linwood we'll go to DJ Nubis, man. What do you thought about that scene? The part where he gets just there, fucking. He says, "Kill me, motherfucker." No other. Like he even told him, "Look, you're not gonna freaking do anything. You kill me, that's it. It's over. So you go from there."
Well, if you really think about it, Ethan Hawke's character had more chutzpah than his brother. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know his brother has the warrior tendencies with him. He could fight and different things of that nature, but he wasn't his brother. Because you got to remember something. And the actor, I love that actor anyway, because I remember him when he was on BBC. The first time I actually saw him was on BBC's. They did for Netflix Dracula, their version of it.
Claes Bang.
Yeah, Claes
Bang.
Yeah, he's a good actor anyway. Period. But the thing that I think would help him, because if it wasn't for him, that little mini show wouldn't have really worked without him in it. Playing the way he played so arrogant. Okay. In that show. But anyway, getting back to the Northman, his character playing Ethan Hawke's brother, the thing that gets me is that as much as he was a warrior, so to speak, but he never thought on his own. Let's just keep it a buck. Somebody had to manipulate him into doing the deed because he really knew that if he just fought his brother straight up, there's no way he would win. He knew this. So it took, we all know, I don't know if anyone spoiled it yet or not. It took someone whispering in his ear to get him to do the deed. He had to get, in other words, it's kind of like a situation where if I'm sitting there, and I'm saying, let's say with Walter, and I say, okay, I don't like sci-fi, but I want to take over his show. But he says, well, but I know I can't whoop sci-fi, right? But here comes somebody around, but somebody that doesn't like sci-fi either in his camp whispers in your ear and says, hey, I think you can do that. I keep building up your courage and building up your thing, but so I'm manipulating you into doing the dirt. And so that's the reason why he was able to do what he did. And he wasn't stupid. He was smart enough to realize he couldn't fight his brother one-on-one. That's why he had a sneak attack.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when you watch that scene, you're just sitting there going, well, first of all, he's a coward. His brother's a punk. And I love when he cursed his brother and said, whatever you do, it's kind of like what Seeley did. Remember? Anything you do, and until you do right by me, everything you do is going to crumble.
No problem.
So basically in the Viking version, he's saying everything you did wrong by me, everything until you do right, he says everything that's going to happen to you is going to crumble. You will lose your kingdom. You will lose these things because you weren't smart enough to keep the kingdom and you didn't do what it takes to keep the kingdom. So you're going to lose it. And so this is what happens. On top of that, then there's vengeance coming to him anyway because of the circumstances of how he died. If he would have been straight up, just straight up fight, I don't think nothing would have been said. But it's in the way that you did it causes a chain reaction. So, no, I agree. And even King Avendir said, no, taking my ring, killing me will make no half-breed a king. So that right there, if you remember that part too, because that means that he wasn't full-blooded.
No.
So he was somewhat of the black sheep of the family anyway, to a degree. And so
he was like you're saying, he was like he was probably they're brothers, but they're probably stepbrothers. They're probably stepbrothers or they're half brothers or something like that, whatever. And that king, because remember, Arvindil wasn't probably a badass warrior, but he wasn't a saint either. He was a dick. No. He was a slaver. He was a dick. He was a slaver. Like that. But anyway, okay. Now we'll jump into DJ Anubis and give us your take on that, brother.
All right, Anubis.
Well, the great thing about Eggers, like we've talked about before, he has a great eye for cinematography and how he sets up scenes. And the Northman is littered with great individual scenes.
Yes, it is.
But this particular scene by Hawk is like my favorite of the entire film. And Linwood really touched on a lot of it because as the king is sitting there and he gets right to the point, it's like, you wouldn't defeat me without all your buddies with you. So you are pretty weak. But the way that he conveys all this, it's not with arrogance. It's almost like pride, but it's almost like poking the bear. It's like, yeah, you're going to kill me, but I'm going to Valhalla anyway. Your ass probably is not going to make it there.
No.
Yep.
Right.
I just love the scenery, like the little bit of snow that's coming down, the words that he's using to convey his disappointment in his brother. And then even at the end, he's basically saying, come on, bitch, do it already. Don't waste fucking time. Cut my fucking head off. Do it.
Right?
It's almost like his brother was still hesitating because that fear that he has of his brother.
Exactly.
So
that's the whole thing.
Yeah, that whole scene is just amazing. Like, it blew my mind when I watched it. I was like, and I was kind of disappointed. Like, fuck, man, Hawk's dead now? Shit.
Didn't even go past 20 minutes.
No, and I'm just like, oh. But you know
what I do? I agree with you.
We know the storm that's going to be coming, but it's like,
right.
Damn. But yeah, I just really love how that scene is just shot. It's so beautiful.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, you know what sucked too? You could tell that for me, in my mind, Ethan Hawke actually had respect for his brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then all of that went down the drain.
Yeah.
It all went down the drain. He's like, man, I respected you. You fought for me. You respected me, this and that, and then you're gonna do this to me. You shoot me out of the blue. I can't even see who's fucking shooting me with arrows. And then you come, and you're gonna chop my head off when I'm already fucking half dead.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, that is like the ultimate insult. That's like the ultimate insult to any kind of Viking warrior, any kind of northern type of Norwegian, Iceland style of warriors, man.
There's no honor in that at all.
You know what the sad part about it when you said that is this here. What even makes it more insulting is that the brother didn't even plan it.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody else planned it for him to do. Because if somebody else wouldn't have told him, because his brother, like you said, the king had respect for his brother, or he wouldn't have been sitting at his table. That right there tells you, right, he cares about you, he respects you. But yet and still, you still turn on him because you want what you didn't earn.
Exactly.
See, his brother really didn't earn the position anyway, and he wasn't going to earn the position because he didn't have enough. Like I said, he didn't have the authority. Because when you're a king, no matter if it's T'Challa, Namor, or anybody, watch those guys when they come walking in the door. It's all about authority when they walk in. You know, like when you look, oh, there he is.
Presence.
His brother didn't carry that.
Like presence, you're talking about. Like that's that presence that somebody brings in.
He comes with that authority when he comes in the door. And then I'll put it this way: if somebody walks in a room, everyone's talking, they get quiet when he comes in the room.
Yeah.
To show respect. And then they go back to talking. So his brother didn't have that kind. He didn't have that kind of authority. He didn't have that leadership ability, the quality to be able to lead people anyhow. And as we know later on in the film, watch what happened later on in the film.
And just to add on to what you're saying, Louis, this is what made me think right there. When we see him take his helmet off and everything, it didn't surprise me that was him who was going to kill him. Because I felt like myself, like I saw him going to do this a mile away. But as you said, I felt like there was somebody else pulling that string on them, because it's like, why would you do this, dude? I mean, you want to just kill your own brother and not even feel no sorrow for that, you know? And that's why, and I had to say, Ethan Hawke and what's his name? The guy, his brother. If they really didn't play their part well, I wouldn't have believed it. But I believed it enough to like, okay, this guy is not the main head honcho who's doing this. You know, yeah, he kind of felt like this before, but he's really going to do something to him because somebody said you can do this, and they wouldn't even think twice. Because look at the men that was around him that helped him sneak attack on him. They say, "Live long, Philemon." You know, he's the king of the whatever. You know, it's like they would never say that. You know, that shows right there that he had a manipulator, and whoever this person was, you know, that drove him to that. You know, it's almost kind of like I say, I think he was a little jealous of him anyway, because it's almost kind of mirroring something in The Bodyguard where Whitney Houston's sister in the movie, you know, was jealous of her and she wanted her dead. You know, and it's kind of like that, but it's like she had those own feelings, but somebody egged him on to do this. You
Correct.
know, because he would have done it before.
Yeah, jealousy. There's nothing worse. There's nothing more cruel, and there's nothing more fucking devastating than fucking jealousy, dude.
Yeah.
That's why jealousy is one of the fucking 7 deadly sins.
So is greed. Two things: jealousy and greed. Because think about it. Look at the man. I'll use a modern film. Look at the man with the iron fist.
Yeah.
Why did Silverline kill Goldline?
Yeah.
He was greedy. He already had a great position there, but he wanted him and Chung Lee's character wanted more, and they had enough. You know, like Steven Seagal said, what was it on Deadly Ground? How much is enough?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's Steven Seagal. Fuck that guy.
But you know what I'm getting at? It's just the line he uses in the story. Greed, and envy. Oh Lord, it tore up in many households. It's taken down in many kingdoms. Because
it's the same as Vikings. Like Ragnar and his brother was very jealous of him too. It's the same kind of like
exactly
maneuvering.
Yeah. Hey, good points, bro. Jedi Grant Bell, DJ Anubis, Linwood. Okay, now Gojira, if I won, what did you think about this scene, man? Then we'll go on from there. We'll get to one of the best scenes, in my opinion, and then from there we'll start. Like not jumping too quick, because like I said, we don't want to make it too long. But we'll start jumping through scenes, and then we'll get through that. But so far, Gojira, if I won, let us know about what you thought about what happened to because this, like, just like DJ Anubis said, this was probably one of the best parts of the movie, and even the scenes and the lines when he's getting taken out by his own family. So what did you think?
Yes,
it was tragic because we had a moment where he had a moment with his son, and it felt like things were starting to turn around, and we're seeing the softer side of the king. But when the brother attacked him with his, bandits, I didn't see it coming, actually. I felt it was coming because I saw the trailer, of course, but I didn't know it was going to happen that soon in the film.
Right.
And when he had him down and the king was still, spitting at him, you had to, do it the coward's way. It's actually interesting. I just looked it up. There's actually a way you could actually challenge for that in combat. So he could have done that way, but no, he did the even more cowardly way, and he, attacked him
right
in the middle of a field, no one around. It's just a complete dishonorable way to do that. But the thing is that by killing him in combat and his father, dying that way, he would actually go to Valhalla. But the way how it just. I didn't see the turn coming as much as you like. It's interesting that everyone in the panel is seeing this, but when I first saw it, I kind of saw the look of annoyance on his face during the dinner sequence. But then when this came, it kind of felt natural. Like, oh, okay, so he's annoyed. He doesn't want to, be this. He wants to have power of his own. So it kind of makes sense that he do that. It sucks that he did the way he did, but I didn't really see the turn coming that he was being manipulated into it, to be honest. So, but then when he took his brother's head and then we move on to the next scene afterwards, it was very powerful the way how it was done. And the conviction on Ethan Hawke's face when shouting at his brother. Yeah, that dude can act. I've seen him in so many things, for being like a quiet mouse in Dead Poet Society. I saw him on the show Moon Knight as the main bad guy for that, but he didn't he's not like overly dramatic, in his acting as well. Just that guy, like Nicole Kidman, he has extreme layers.
Diverse.
They made a perfect couple.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just sad that it fell apart, but
I think he's actually improved a lot over the years. So it's kind of interesting because I've always liked him, but like you're saying, like at this stage of his career, he's really hot right now. He's like doing really all these good roles, and it's like he's killing it, man. It's just killing it.
You know what makes a difference sometimes? It's how diverse. Yeah. Well, it's about progression. Remember, Ethan Hawke started as a young man, real young.
Yeah.
And so
very young.
Through and then after a while, Hollywood kind of typecast him a little bit, and he couldn't break free of what he wanted to do. But then as he got older, he was able to then do more meat roles that he could expand his acting ability. And now because even with Daybreakers, when I saw that, and I seen his ability that he did, I was like, whoa, and then as you go on and look at now, you see what he's doing. It's a culmination of trial and error, bumps and bruises, molding and shaping him to where he is now. Yeah. And now it's his time to really shine compared to what it was then. I mean, you look at Nicole Kidman. The first time I saw her was, and I can't think of the name of the movie, but I remember the movie was where she set up her husband, either it was to get killed or
Malice.
Yes, Malice. That was the first time I saw it in her. And I said, okay, she's nice looking. Oh, she's evil.
Yes.
Now, don't forget, she started out as an evil chick before she turned into the nice girl in most of the movies she played in later on. Right. But she was always that defiant kind of, her characters were always defiant, no matter what it is or what comes. She was defiant even in Malice and how she did everything. But this role here that she did in this one here was excellent. That scene between her and her son.
All I'm going to say real quick is because of that movie I mentioned earlier with these guys, I had in the back of my mind, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, in the back of my mind. Yes. Yeah. But she did a wonderful job of it. But that scene between her and her son. Mm-hmm. And that scene, he's like, well, I'm here to save you. Oh, you sure about that? And then that's when he discovers. You know what I'm saying?
We'll get to that part. We'll get to that part.
But it's just that acting in that part was so amazing to me.
Yeah.
It was her time to shine in that part.
Okay. Yeah, like now, like I said, one of my favorite parts, and then from after this one, we're gonna like scan through all of them. But check it out. Remember this? You guys remember this one?
Oh yeah. I got stuff to say about this too. I got big stuff.
Oh yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Oh, had to show his fucking underwear, right?
That says it all.
Well, you guys know, you guys understand. No, but like you said, like that scene, man. That scene was like watching that part when they raided that little village, man, and they showed the berserker. They show what berserkers really are. And berserkers, like I said, coming from Iceland, coming from Norway, Norwegian. I mean, like they even did. I mean, remember they did the ceremony the night before, right, where they're howling like wolves. They're freaking dancing all over a fucking fire. I mean, and they're set. And I even checked, like even dated back to like historical times, historical records to do this shit back then.
Right.
Yeah.
And when they used to get ready for battles or pillaging, because man, what were Vikings good for back then? Pillaging, destroying, raiding. everything. That's what it shows in this scene. And then, jumping from that scene, they raid the thing, and then this is where Amleth, even though he cannot cry no more, like he had this thing spell like casted on him that's saying that they said before his father died, you will never shed a tear again.
Mm-hmm.
You will never shed a tear again. He saw innocent people being put into a house, women, children, everything, burned. It just looks no remorse, no emotion. He's looking at it and doesn't do shit. And that's how you can tell that he is so bent on revenge and rage and anger that this is where he meets this other premonition, or I think it might have been not a witch. It was something else. It was probably
it was a seer, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah, it was a seer. Yeah, it was a seer. And now she tells him everything. She says, well, she says she walks up and says like, and what is she tells him something. She says, look, this and that about you having your brothers. Like, he says, I have no brothers. I have no brothers. I have nothing but rage, anger. And he's like, and then she says, well, you know what? I'll give you what you seek, because the curse, I guess it was a curse that his dad, King Avendir, left on to his brother, that you will have the rage and then you will have the revenge that you seek, but you're going to have to go through shit. You're going to have to go through hell to get it.
Correct.
You're going to go through. And another thing about this, I'll say, man, not only did we find out that karma's a bitch, because karma is a bitch. Motherfucker, fucking Amleth is going there just to going into that little steakhouse where they're at, after they raided the village. He finds out that his uncle got overthrown by a Norwegian king, and now says that he killed his brother for nothing. Now he's a fucking sheep farmer.
Yep.
He's a fucking sheep farmer.
Yeah.
And then that's when Amleth is like, oh, this is my fucking chance. This is my total chance. And you can tell when somebody's bent on revenge, they will, I'm saying totally consumed by revenge.
Mm-hmm.
They do anything and everything to get it. So what does he do? He gets his uncle's freaking mark, fucking puts it on his fucking chest alone by himself, and brands himself. And looks at his brand and says, don't worry, I'm going to get my revenge. I'm going to thank you for all the years of everything you took from me. And throws it down and takes off, goes into the boat, fucking swims like a motherfucking, like an Olympic champion, all the way to a boat, jumps on there. And this is where DJ Anubis' favorite character, Anya Taylor-Joy, jumps in. So from that point, I'll jump onto that scene. So jump onto that scene, DJ Anubis.
So he gets in the boat. He's already cut off his hair, which was a tragedy, but he's trying to blend in with the slaves that are on the ship. Obviously, Anya Taylor's on there. She already notices that he's not actually one of them. She can kind of tell he's already a raider or something, but she also understands by what his body language that he's there for another purpose.
Yeah.
So there's like this back and forth with him and her to the point that like even when he's ready to kill one of the guys on the ship, that she's like, now's not the right time to do this. Like, you gotta wait. You'll have your chance to get revenge, but right now is not the time. And they're out in the middle of the ocean at this point. So, the funny thing, I was watching someone else review of this movie earlier today, and you brought up the point about going back to the raid on the village. The thing about this movie is there's no morality. So even for Amaleth, it's like he's become a berserker, but like he's so hell bent on revenge that he doesn't even care that innocent people around him are dying. It's just like he has one goal in mind.
Yeah.
So so it's really kind of showing you that even for him, there's just no morality even in his own cause. Like it's just one thing. It's all he cares about. And it isn't until later on that he starts kind of learning that there's more to it than that. You know, when he's doing more things with Anya Taylor. But yeah, so the boat scene's pretty cool. Is they're on their way to the village that his brother runs, and they get there, and it's like they're all lined up, and I guess they have to kind of go through like a picking order where they have to decide who's going to do what, whether they're not going to keep him. And of course, Analyst like this real big dude, so he's going to come in handy with like farm work and straight labor and shit like that. So yeah, anybody can pick it up from there is fine.
I was going to say this almost sounds like a New Hope moment at that point when they're picking out the slaves,
like the droids.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll take your unit.
You're right, and we'll let me throw it out to Linwood on that one. And as a matter of fact, let me just show this part real quick.
I'm not impressed. His stench. The ice safe.
Well, I wonder what they call a beast like you in the land of Rus. I am Lon Ulfar. My name alone, you can tell he's as strong as a bear.
Right there, he just said, "It's like that name alone, I could tell you as strong as a bear." It's like, like that part is like shit, man. Like that right there, he's like, he wants to rip his head off right there, but he's, as much as he's consumed by vengeance, now he's starting to think. He's starting to think, oh no, I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. I gotta bide my time. I gotta find the right spot. I gotta see what I'm gonna do. I gotta think about what I'm gonna do, and then. Yeah, man, like that. See, that part is like, imagine being next to somebody you hate and they don't know who you are, and you just want to rip their fucking head off. I know, I've known that plenty of times, and personally, I've known that plenty of times personally. But honestly, that was a scene also that got me, because it's like, fuck, it's like this guy's really keeping his cool and telling him like, look, man, because I mean. Not only that, Alexander Skarsgård got fucking sick fucking built for this freaking role, man.
Yes, he did.
I mean, he pretty much has no neck. He's got no neck. But from there, okay, from that scene, Gojira Fry 1, take it from there. I'll be right back, and then we'll pass it to Linwood after that. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta do something real quick.
All right, so I just want to touch a little bit on the previous scene before we go into the future one. When they became berserkers back in those times, it ties in with the previous scene in the film, where they're farting and burping and stuff. It kind of goes into that as well, because they were being shown how to do the berserker thing and the dance, all that stuff when he was younger. But actually, they would actually use psychotropic, mushrooms as well. As they wouldn't always do that dance. If they need to do like in the pinch, then they would do that. Now, a common misconception about Northman culture like that. I don't want to say Viking culture, because Viking was more of a thing that you would do, because it actually pronounced as Viking. And pretty much the Viking means to raid, pretty much. So everyone would be a Viking at some point. They would all do that when they would have to. But they were farmers. They were villagers. They were, their husbands, their wives. They were people. They would only raid when they absolutely had to. The idea that they were all like berserkers, they were all monsters, they were all like blood savages, like not necessarily. They were just people. They have their gods. They would pray to Odin. They would pray to Thor. They would pray, all of those. But they were just people as well. I mean, there were the savage, types. Like the battle-hardened, Northmen as well, like they showed in this film. But they had, their different sides as well. So moving on to, past the fight and everything that they had in the town as well, with their whole berserker rage and all the stuff that they would do. Now moving on to him actually going and infiltrating his uncle's, village. It shows great restraint that he has. And also, earlier in the film, after his father dies, when he's in the boat and, he escapes off into distant shores, to, train and, hone his craft, he says to himself, I can't remember exactly how he says it, but he actually says it like a prayer. I will avenge you. I will save you. I will kill you. Stuff like he says that over and over again.
Right.
So it's not just that he wants to, just kill his uncle. Okay. He wants to save his mother as well. And he knows the mother is still with the uncle. So he's showing great restraint because he does have that little bit of human side left inside of him. And you can see it when in the village as well. After, the fight is done and the people are dying and stuff, you can see the pain in his eyes, but he's just so into what he's done in the past and the future that he wants to have that he knows how to shut things off at times. But now he's closer to his goal, so now he's starting to, close up a little bit so that he doesn't, blow the whole thing pretty much. And also, here's the big thing. I'm not going to spoil this just yet. We'll get to that in the future. But when he's trying to escape, he goes back to his village, his father's village, and he wants to warn his mother. The uncle's already gotten there, and the mother is screaming as he's carrying her away. Now I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll move on to who's next.
Linwood.
Okay. Yeah. Take it away, Linwood.
Gajira, good. I like your analysis. That does make sense. It's kind of like in a different way when I want to touch upon what you said about the Vikings, how not everybody was the warrior class.
Yeah.
A lot of people were farmers, wives taking care of the children, some men were they built homes. They did a lot of different things. And they kind of remind me of, if you go back and think about the original Planet of the Apes for a second. Walter, see if you can attest to this. If you noticed, not all the apes were killmongering. Not all of them were warriors. They had their different classes of people.
Yes.
You had the chimpanzees who were the pseudo intellectuals. Then you had the orangutans who were the I want to call them not the Supreme Court, but they were the main monarchy, so to speak. And then you had the gorillas that were the laborers. They were the warriors. That's what they were. If you look in Viking culture, the same thing still applies. You have people that were farmers, tilled the land, but they knew how to fight in case something happened. But then you had the warrior class, those that went out and they pillaged and what's the word I'm looking for? They pillaged and they raided. But then you had the other ones that were back home. What's up, Lone Wolf?
Lone Wolf, what's up, bro?
Yeah, my man.
What's up, my brother? Hit squad,
sir.
half of right here, baby.
Right.
My man.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, he owed me too, but that's we'll talk about that anyway. So those are the classes. So when you said that, that just made me think about that, and I agree with you 110%. Now, vengeance. If vengeance can be used if you think, but at first, like you said with him, it was more of vengeance. I don't care who it is. I don't care what it is. May it be man, woman, boy, and girl. I don't care. As long as I get my revenge, I will step over who I have to or go through who I have to in order to seek my vengeance. And vengeance can do that to you. I mean, I can say attestedly, there are times in my life where like someone caught me off guard, and I thought about going and snatching them up, at some point in my mind, and the pain that I had at the time. But by the grace of God, nothing happened. He kept me at bay. But when I look at the situation with him, he had that vengeance that, like you said, when he saw the one that killed his father, he stood there for a minute, kept looking. And you're right, he could have ripped his head off, but in the process, he would have been killed his own self, technically. But what I love about it, he says, you know what? No, I got a better idea. I'm gonna tear you up from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna leave, and I want you to feel what I felt, and then in your last breath, and you're the last one standing, now I get to take you out. And that's the way I looked at it. And the one son was a straight up. But when you think about it, both his sons were punks anyway.
Oh, that oldest one was.
The oldest one. Remember when the scene where he punched him? And he was like, I was in the theater watching this going, this guy's a straight punk. But you knew he was one as soon as he walked over. You like, oh yeah, he's a flake. Yeah. You know what I mean? Wanting to be royalty, and he really isn't. And that's the thing that got me. These guys were still trying to act like they're royalty, and you have a farm.
Yeah.
They still was trying to fake the funk and say they got it. But anyway, getting back to it, like I said, I digress. But when you really think about it, that's what I said about vengeance. I love when it's dangerous. It's dangerous when a person's crazy and he's at vengeance, he don't care. But what makes a person really dangerous? When they have vengeance and they think.
Yep.
Sun Tzu said that in The Art of War, and I'm paraphrasing. He said that in The Art of War. He says, a man that is crazy with revenge can be easily beaten. A man that has revenge but is intelligent. That's a whole other story.
Cunning, calculating, and cerebral. That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Exactly. Of that. And when you're in war, you got to be cerebral. You can't just go crazy. A boxer has to strategize how I'm going to beat you.
Yep.
I can't come at you the same way every time because you might do it differently. So yes, everything that you said, Gojira, was just spot on. All I could do is just put a little bit more icing on top of the cake you already made, man. So yeah, that was on point.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go to Walter, but I'm gonna show this, like I said. So I just want to, keep it going. We're doing good, but I want to show this part to Walter so he can see it, and he'll know what I'm talking about.
Well, I definitely know what you're talking about, bro.
God damn.
Technology, man. They didn't have it, but that's how it is. Let me see.
Sneaking around.
Okay.
He has a sword. Does he have the sword yet?
I think it is the sword.
Dragor.
Yes. Yeah, he calls to his dog. Yes.
Right. That wolf.
He, like I said, he is the dog. I mean, the dog. He's like, okay, let me back off.
Take home. You too.
Go on. He was close.
His dog saved his life.
Whose life? I mean, his or his uncle's? That's the question.
Well, either one. We both got saved that day because he was about to,
Well, just tipping on that,
Well, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Oh, please don't feel that worried.
Play father's killer in a burning lake.
Mm.
He comes. I will torment the man and make my life a hell. Now sleep well, night blaze.
When you're talking to your sword, bro, you got problems.
That's very. But you know what though? But look, he's been told this not just by something in the past, but that seer tell him that you have to find not the seer. This man that told him later on, I'll keep forgetting the name. But anyway, the point is that a blade can't be unsheathed anyway in the morning, in the daytime. That's a fantasy part of that story right there that works, where it's a night blade. It cannot be unsheathed in the daytime. It can only when he tries to pull it out, when he's by his uncle about to come out the door, he's about to try to pull it out. It wouldn't come out, and as you see when he climbs on top of the house, you see that it's becoming dawn. It's like, well, shit, this is a blade that's really sensitive, knowing that it's about to change from night to day. Mm-hmm. So knowing that he has that blade, it shows like, okay, I got to program this very carefully because this can only be done at night. And it's probably why he was mentioning that you're going to have to do this when you go on to the lake of fire and everything. And this is where this particular action is going to have to take place. Because,
correct,
like I say, like I said, you see him kind of struggle trying to pull it out, but it pulled out earlier before when he barked at that dog, growled at him, it's like, but and he put it back. And that kind of struck me kind of odd because, like, why he can't pull it out now when he was he saw him again at the door, and then I realized, like, oh, it's about to be morning, so it's like I say, it's that supernatural flavor right there.
Correct.
But this has a program. That sword has a program to do what it do, and knowing that he's talking to his, as you say, but he's talking to his sword like that. Yeah, this dude has got some really major issues with what he's going through, and knowing that he does have that shows right there how. I'm gonna just say it like this: that vengeance is so poisoned his very mental state. It's poisoned his soul so much that it's gone to that point where he's actually saying, this is an inanimate object. Yeah, it has some program to it, but it also shows that this is almost your only friend to a point. It's like that's the only mechanism right here that say that I have to do this. It needs to be done, and nothing else matters right there. And that's why I say revenge has really taken him over. It's taken him over so badly that that's what's happening to him.
Like I was gonna say. I mean, like, well, Gojira, if I won, I wasn't saying about talking to a sword because, hey, I'm a sword collector. Obviously, I'm a sword collector. You're a sword collector.
Yeah, I got my Highlanders and all those.
I mean, like, but the fact is, like, I didn't want to I just wanted to skip it because, like I said, it's a long ass movie. I just looked at it. It's fucking 100 and something, almost something minutes. Like almost 100.
Like 2 hours and 70 minutes long.
It's a long movie. So. I didn't want to overskip the fact that he fought the Draugr, because that's the name of the sword. The sword is named Draugr.
Right.
The sword, or the way they pronounce it in the movie, Draugr. That's how they pronounce it. But it's called Draugr. And remember, he fought the actual Draugr to get the Draugr. He fought the Draugr to get the Draugr. He fought a dead warrior to get the sword, and it's only a night blade. It's a night blade.
That's another similar scene to Conan.
Conan, yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Think about it. D-Day News. You just touched on something I was gonna say earlier too. You said that. Watch it closely. It has a whole lot of Conan references to it.
Oh yeah.
When you really pay attention. Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. The other stuff, the foreseen, the seer, and that is something else in Valhalla. Right. But if you think about the original Conan, Milius even said he wanted to make it more of a Viking story than the Conan that Robert E. Howard, that May created. So
that's Hyborian. I know what you mean. Hyborian. That's the Conan's time is a Hyborian age, and this one is this. Yeah, this one is this. Yeah, I got you. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah.
No, I was just saying that's why I see that's why I also see the similarities because of what I remember when Milius said that he wanted to make it more of a Viking storyline than more of the Conan doing feats of strength, pulling monsters' mouths apart to get out and creatures and different things, which I would have loved to see the creature thing, but I know where he was going with it due to budget constraints and stuff like that, so he broke it down.
Well, Matt touched on earlier about how this film is trying to stay a little bit closer to Norse mythology, so
yes,
probably why
I
that's
agree.
happening.
Yeah.
And I tell you what,
No, go ahead, Linwood.
No, I was just saying that also. What I would tell you, Skarsgård's character reminded me of a little bit, and just me from my look of it, the way he looked and the way he acted, reminded me of from the 13th Warrior.
Yeah. Oh,
the King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember at the end, he fought the main leader, and he sat down in the chair.
It's been a while since I seen that picture, but yeah.
That's still. Let me tell you something. That scene right there still gets me right here in the fields. But when he did that, I was like, ooh. But anyhow, He reminds me of him a little bit, but of course, my boy in the 13th Ward was a little more wise. He wasn't about revenge, but to me, they had some of the same similar characteristics of leadership that could be. And they looked at they mirrored each other a lot, with the exception of the vengeance aspect. But I just, I look at, I see all those references when I watch the movie. That's all. It was just one of the things I observed.
Yeah, and DJ Nubis, give us your take, man, on like what happened after that, after what the dog, because dude, when the dog was barking at him, and he just fucking growled at the dog fucking took off. And that was fucking crazy sick. And he was getting ready at the sword sheath. He's like, he could have done it right there, but he's like, nah.
Right.
But then he goes up and he's like, fuck, he talks to the sword, like he's talking to the fucking sword. He's like, I'm a fool. I'm a fucking fool. I know I should have waited because it's already dawn and this and that. And he says, I'm gonna make my uncle, I'm gonna make Fjolnir's fucking life a living fucking hell.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I agree. Not only that, I want to give this scene to Anubis real quick because
Fear not, the first of many.
Oh, yeah. See you.
I will find who did this.
You're right.
That's a hardcore opinion.
Dude, you ain't gonna find nothing.
They will all serve in hell.
he made a horse out of their fucking body parts. Look at that look. Okay, Anubis, what did you think of that, man? Give us your opinion on that one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that for a lot of reasons. One thing that you can only put into words is like fear is the mind killer, and like he does a great job towards the end of this film, like using fear to like just drive these soldiers insane. And one thing that we kind of overlooked a little bit was when he's a kid and he's escaping after his dad's killed. There's one particular soldier that catches him and he ends up like biting his nose off. They call him Snub Nose now.
Yes.
Chopped it off.
All I'm going to say in regards to that is that death scene for that motherfucker was the great payoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was like kind of the start of when, he's already gone down into the cavern and dwell and got the sword. He fought the apparition or whatever it was he was supposed to, I guess, in the mind, win over and get the sword. But staging those bodies the way he did it, he's just kind of like just sitting there like this, like I'm sure inside he's like giggling because he just knows he's getting to these guys, and especially that young older son who we've been talking about. He's like a princess. He's not really a warrior, so he's doing all this talking, knowing that his dad's there and all these other soldiers. So he's like, I'm gonna get them, and then I'm like, okay, whatever, buddy. Just sit down with your nails and shit, and
take several seats.
Yeah,
hey, Anubis, you call him a lady boy.
A lady boy.
Yeah.
Lady boy.
Call him a lady boy. There you go.
I got other names for him, but okay, we're gonna leave that alone. No. I wanted to leave. What I'm talking about. That's why I do it.
Elaborate more, DJ Nubis, on that scene after that, and then we'll go, and then I'll move on. I'll move on back to Jedi Grand Bell, and then from there. So, what did you think after that scene where she fucking even Nicole Kidman fucking character fucking bitch slap him and shit, and then his dad's like, he's like, regain your calm. He's like, regain your calm, and I'm like, he's like, we will avenge them. He's like. And then just the look that Amleth gave when they were looking, he was like, "It was me. It was me. It was me." I'm not gonna tell you, but it was me.
Hey, right?
So
just gotta give you like a look like, I know who did this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me say that staging scene, there's nothing more metal than that, man. There is just nothing more
Definitely metal.
No, well, just elaborate more from the scene after that, and then we'll move on to Jedi Grand Vale, and then to Gojira, and then to Linwood.
Well, I'm not sure what exactly happens after that scene, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over to Jedi because there is some other stuff that happens a little bit later that I want to get to. So go ahead, Jedi.
Okay. It's a long movie, bro. I'm looking at it right now, and it's 100 and hold on, keep going.
No, it's like 100 and something. No, now after all that, and we hear him screaming, it's like a girly man, basically.
Girly man.
That's basically what he is. I mean, no,
lady boy. He's a lady boy. Lady boy. The lady boy.
Lady boy.
No, you didn't go there. Oh my God.
No. I believe this is because he tells Olga's character, the plan of pretty much they're going to how should I say they spike their
shit. Sorry to interrupt. We got
Rob. Okay, what's up?
What's up, man? Thank you for stopping by and hitting up the stream, bro.
I don't know about but that's
ain't none of us more handsome than you are, brother.
That's true. With that love it.
If I'm not mistaken, I think this follows after he has his little tantrum, because he's a girly man and everything. This is like a scene where because this starting to feel more doubt about certain things because he's starting to get kind of worried and everything. No, he explains to Olga, Elith. I can't pronounce that name. He tells Olga, what they're going to do next. So she has these mushrooms because she knows the earth pretty well, and she spikes their stew. Okay, spikes their stew. And this scene, I gotta say, I love because he's trying to see. Elma's still on the impression that his mom, who she is this person. But I won't get to that yet. This scene is pretty much showing the soldiers eating because they're at attention. He's outside, looking at them eating the stew and everything. That one guy that went up the nose, he eating that particular head or if they sucking in it or whatever, Then they start tripping. Okay, all the guards go into their trip mode. He's just like. The one with the nose, he's like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going into my, tripping mode, And that one dude, oh my God, he's so spazzed out. He starts stabbing himself. He starts stabbing himself so bad. I'm like, damn, dude, are you tripping that bad?
You can say that was a bad trip.
They were tripping hard, dude. I didn't realize. I'm like, what kind of mushrooms are these? That making them bad. Right. Okay, but this was all a distraction.
He was in and out, bro. He was.
He wasn't scratching. He's like, I'm like, how much power do you have to keep? Come on, man. I'm like, dude. I mean, I know it's bad, but they're like, I mean, you got that much energy to do this? I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right, dude. I mean, and then you see his son, he's tripping out. He's like, and I was like, dude, what the hell's wrong with you? It's like, damn, you guys are tripping hard. They are tripping hard, man.
This whole part of the stream is going on my best of 2022. No matter what, bro.
But no, dude, the soldiers are all tripping, and Elmlet, he's just sitting back, just like, yeah, motherfuckers, I got y'all ass. They are going hard. So he gets his sword, and like I say, all this is nothing but a distraction. It's a diversion. Because you think it's like, what's he doing? I mean, getting them out? Because they are just, like I say, one is stabbing himself in the throat about 1,000 times. Another one's just like, I think I see pink elephants. I see my house from here. I'm like, what's going over there? They are tripping, okay? But all of that is done but a distraction. And we find out that he's trying to get his mom and his stepbrother and join up with Olga and get the hell out of there. That's what he's trying to do, because he said, I'll get my uncle soon enough. But the whole point of this was just distraction to get them out of there. And like I say, he'll take care of his father, his uncle later, because like I say, he realizes that, he thinks that his mom is who she still is. He believes this wholeheartedly. Because like I say, when we mentioned this earlier, when he sailed away, when his father got killed, he said, I will avenge you, father. I will save your mother. I will kill your father. He keeps saying this over and over again.
Right.
That's going to change in a few minutes when he discovers what the fuck's what's going on here.
The whole story, yes.
Yes.
And before, like I said, Jedi, you're on a fucking roll, bro. That's going on the best of 2022 Sci-Fi Century, bro. Sci-Fi Society.
I'm just impressed, dude.
I was gonna say before I get to Gojira 5-1, I wanted to remember we forgot when Amleth and Olga were taken prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Olga said, your disguise, your sheep's clothing does not disguise you, Northman.
She could see that.
Yep.
She can really.
And she said, and then when they were already in Iceland, she said, your strength has you have the strength to break men's bones. I have the cunning to break their minds.
Yep.
She did say that.
I was like, wow.
She broke my mind when she got all nude. That's for sure.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, she did. I wasn't expecting that.
Wait a minute. You didn't need no mushrooms for that one. Anyway.
No.
No, but hey, like I said, man, that was good. Now let's get to Gojira 5-1. Gojira 5-1. So I don't know if you remember this scene, but I'm going to show it to you anyway.
All right. What you got?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His heart is taken, his heart. What evil is this? What evil is that? A brave young man.
That's where shit gets real. So you already know what happened. Gojira 5-1. And just to mention, you already know what happened. I'll just throw it out there. We're kind of skipping through it because it's a long movie, dude. So we don't want to keep it too long. So Amleth found out about his mother actually almost being a part of the conspiracy to kill his father.
Yeah.
So from there, take it.
So he goes in to break her out, and he's like, I've come to save you. And she's like, save me? I've never been wanting to be saved. Your father only tolerated me because I gave him a son. Your uncle actually loved me. He actually showed me, all this, that, and the other. And it was romantic. He's like, but I saw you screaming. I wasn't screaming. I was laughing. I was so happy. So you sit there and you ask yourself, because you actually watch the scene, and she was screaming. Maybe I'm not remembering it properly. It's supposed to be a false memory of this. But, is she actually believing what she's saying, or was this really the plan all along? Was she really in on this? So the way how I interpreted it was, is this like a Stockholm Syndrome thing, or was she really? It doesn't really give you a full answer. I mean, in the end, it is told that, she was in on it, yes. But, at first, you question yourself, because you think, it's all a big rescue thing, and, to save her, everything's going to work in the end. No, it doesn't work in the end for her. No.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Go for it, man.
Yeah.
No, keep going, go, Jero.
And then she starts to make noise, and try and get him caught. He ends up killing his mother, and then the youngest actually jumps on him and tries to defend his dead mama, and he kills him as well. Almost like it's like reactionary for him to do that, and then he escapes off into the night. Then, so that's where my memory brings it to.
Yeah, I have something to say on that too, real quick. When I was talking about Nicole Kidman and her past roles, like with Malice and To Die For, her characters tend to have this like twist about them, and Malice taught me that lesson early. So when I was watching this film, and I'm watching this stuff progress in the film, and how when Ameth finally comes to the village where his brother is, and he sees his mom there and everything, I'm like, well, she seems pretty okay with the way things are going. And you brought up the Stockholm Syndrome, Matt. And it's like, yeah, you can think of it that way, but then in the back of my mind, I'm just sitting there going, I bet you that bitch was in on this shit. And so then, like, naturally, when it unfolded, I was like, okay, I'm not surprised. But the way that she acted and dealt with it was, like, crazy as hell, because there's this quick moment where she's almost, like, seducing him. And I'm just like, oh, boy, it's getting really weird now. But, yeah, that was a very violent interaction between the mother and the young boy. And then him having to kill them both, and then I'm just like blown away just by that scene in general. But yeah, I wasn't too shocking by that point that Nicole Kidman's character was in on the whole thing from the beginning. Go ahead, Sentry.
She was probably I mean, dude, she was probably far gone, or she was probably fucked in the head, bro. We don't even know. She was trying to freaking. She even said, she told Amleth when he was there to save her, that if you kill my son or you kill my husband, you will be my king.
Yeah.
I'm like, incest,
dude.
But I'm like, what? I'm like, and that's where after that, when I found out her character is fucked in the head, she's just fucked. She's lost it. Or whatever, but that's where I got to the point where I was like, man, this chick is fucking okay. She's how do you say it? She's off the chain, man. She's off the chain.
Remember this though, Sci-Fi. She actually says she whispered to Fillmore that I wanted you to kill my husband, and kill him, Ellof.
Yeah.
He wanted to. I mean, as you say, now you bringing this up, I think maybe she could be that fucked up in the head, because when you see her moving towards him closer and closer, I was just like, what are you doing? And then she gets right up on him, kind of brushing his, neck and everything. And, and then she says those things about, you would be the king of like, what are we doing? This almost seems like a Blade moment where mom is telling Blade that, I enjoy killing, and they're like, what the fuck is this shit, I mean, that is like, you say, almost incest moment. I'm like, this is making me really nervous here, not getting a good vibe, So
yeah, but you're right. But remember, she said that she was implying that Arvendir had raped her.
Right.
Yes.
So we still don't know, how that could have traumatized her and make her the way she is. I said, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm not making excuses for a fucking fictional movie. I'm just saying it's true that in any case, if somebody was raped, it's gonna be on their mind. It's gonna fuck anybody up. It'll fuck anybody up. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
It would mess with anybody's head, especially a female, which they don't deserve. No woman or man, any creature on this earth does not deserve that.
Amen.
So, but still, like she had a reason. She had a reason to hate the king, but she didn't have to fucking kill her. She didn't have to want to kill her son.
Exactly.
I mean, but that's just what I'm saying. That's just what I'm thinking. That's just in my opinion. But I mean, well, anyway, we'll go to Linwood, and then we'll jump to the scene, and then we'll jump to another scene, and then we'll go back to DJ, and then to Gojira. So I was gonna say, so what we're going off of Linwood is the fact that, okay, Amleth found out about what happened to his mom, being she planned she was probably in cahoots the whole time. So she was in cahoots, and then she ends up killing the older son, bro. I mean, he kills the older son, bro, fucking savage style. Boom! Just slams a fucking sword through his heart, dude, and just like turns it. And then you know what I loved about this part? When he brought the sword back up, and you see the son going, like you just bringing it back up, dude. I was like, that's like a fucking. I've been wanting to see something like that for a while, but not Mortal Kombat style, but like in a movie like this. That is like so like, I mean, come on, dude. I mean, that's what I loved about that scene. I love that. I'm pretty sure Anubis loved that scene when he saw it, when he screamed, boom, and just stabbed him like right there, and then he lifts it back up, and you see Thorier's fucking trying to hold on to the sword, dude, and dude, I was like, I kind of like, fuck, I was like, damn, now I want to go hit my punching bag now. I was like, fuck, fucking, that's just hardcore, but I'm just saying, man. But anyways, we go from that part, and then we go to the part where she finds out that he's that it's Amleth, and he comes then, and he told Olga goes to him right away. He said, "Did you do it?" He's like, "No, I just found out that my mother just fucked me over. My mother she's a part of the whole thing. She was a part of the whole fucking plan." And then he's like, "But you know what? I'm gonna make his life a living hell. I'm gonna get my vengeance. I'm gonna do whatever." But she said, "Well, let me help you." Like, no. Don't say anything. I'm gonna leave. I have to take to the hills. I have to do this. So just stay. I don't need them to know that it's about you. I don't need them to know that you're a part of it. So this is the part where he comes. Now she finds out when fucking he took his heart. I mean, he took Thorier's heart.
Right.
And that's when he was screaming, whatever. And then he comes out, and he has the heart. I mean, Amleth comes out, shows himself, and he says, "You have the heart right here." And then he says, you let Olga go, whatever happens. And he starts screaming, "I am the son. I am his vengeance. I am the son of King Alvendir, the War Raven." Mm-hmm. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, get into this shit. But then he does it as a distraction to save Olga.
Right.
So she can escape. So she escapes. And then from there, like before that, even Fjolnir fucking was gonna kill her. He was gonna slit her throat. And then she says, so now you're not afraid of a woman's blood. It's like, I was like, oh yeah. Yes. I was like, oh dude. Okay, from there, like I said, I'll take it to DJ Anubis again. DJ Anubis, from when you saw when Amleth came back to Claire, is that who he was, showing Fjolnir or whatever, when he gets his ass beat, and he's right there, and they hang him. When they hang him and he's fucking beating him, go from there.
So who is hanging again? Because I'm vague on that.
Well, Amleth is hanging the.
This is when they caught him. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they caught him. Yeah,
well, he let himself be caught.
Well, just quickly, I'm going to go back just a little bit, because Snubnose, I have to just mention that when Amleth drives that sword through his fucking face is the best thing ever. I had to just go back to that because.
Oh no! That's after.
Oh, is it after he gets out? Okay. Yeah. So he somehow between the spiritualism and his belief system, and I guess his fate, a bunch of crows come. I guess maybe even some sort of like sent him his dad, because that was sort of his namesake.
Right.
They chew the cords off of him so he can get released and get out of there. And then, I guess he just, at that point, he started killing the remainder of the other soldiers there, including Snubnose. And then, well, I guess I'm misplacing some of these parts because doesn't his brother come in or his uncle come in when
Kaiju goodness.
he's killed his mother and the kid?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When he gets released by those those crows, that's when he supposedly gets
the Valkyrie.
The
Valkyrie comes in, tries it, and takes him.
Yeah.
Right.
But we find out that it was not necessarily because if you really think about it, he wasn't even afraid at that moment to die. You know, he realized like Olga's released, she's free. She's free from harm and everything. He's getting his ass beat up. You know, he's hung in there, but he really because he calls on Odin. You know, oh father. You know, he's like I said, he's pretty much saying, "I'm ready to die. You know, I'm ready to go to Valhalla. You know, if this is my fate, so be it."
Right.
And he kind of tempted his uncle too by saying, "You can't kill me anyway because I'm supposed to meet you in fire on the battlefield and everything." You know, but still, at that moment when he gets released, he feels like I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die anyway now. So it's like if it's my time to die, so be it. But as I say, it doesn't turn out.
Is this before he goes to the final battle?
Yes, this is before he goes.
Correct. That was way before that. Right.
ETN, Rob, bro, thank you for stopping by, man.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Have a good night, buddy.
You guys have a great the rest of the stream. I'm gonna fire up some Call of Duty and get my blast on. All right, thank you, appreciate it. Rob from ETN, man. One of my inspirations for making a channel, man. Have a good night, brother. We'll see you there.
Also, we got 5 likes on this channel as well.
Oh, hey, that's good, man. Hey, I don't mind the likes. I don't mind who's watching, but we're having fun, man. And yeah, okay, so we're okay. Where were we at? We're at
like I said, the Valkyrie got Amleth, and like I say, and after this, the son and uncle they have that ritual where since his son is dead, they got to do this ritual where they have to pretty much see him get buck ass naked, you know, get blood sprayed on him and his son. And the funny thing is, the son is brutal too. I mean, he's more brutal than his older brother. He cuts that horse's head. I mean, he is vicious with it, you know. He's just like, yeah. And here's the thing about this: when that scene begins, we see this girl singing, but I didn't realize she's going to be a sacrifice. For I know she's going to be a sacrifice because when she gets that priestess comes and just stabs her while the son is just chopping the head of the horse. I'm like, all right, and she's okay with that.
It was supposedly with tradition back in those historic days, back in the Iceland and Norway. That was a part of the ritual. That was the ritual, like a funeral. The funeral ritual where when a warrior dies, they take his horse, they take his wife, or not his wife. They give him a good send off, but remember he got kicked out. He got kicked out of his kingdom, so he has no ocean. But they will usually, put a boat in the ocean. They fire arrows with fire on it that explode. Right. That's their way. Supposedly, that's their way into Valhalla or Valhalla. That's the way they get into Valhalla. Anyway. Yeah, but it was. I mean, dude, when I noticed. I didn't notice it the first time I watched it, but I noticed the second time. Like, goddamn, I thought this chick was just singing, a mantra or something. Yeah. But then at the end, she fucking they're shanking her, bro. They're shanking her right.
They're shaking her hard. I'm just like, okay.
Okay. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but it's like, okay, well, it happened. But yeah, it was, you know, and then from there, okay, now go on from there, and Linwood. I mean, Linwood, Jedi Granville, and then we'll pass it to Linwood from there.
Because we're black, we both look the same.
What's up with that, man? For real, bro?
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you.
We got no gray in our beard, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm messing with you. No, like I say, and I'm sorry. Dude, I'm sorry. Look. When I said it, I was like, when it happened. I'm sorry.
Yo, it was there, Walter. It is what it is.
Look, you walked right. Yeah.
I swear, all of this is going on the best of 2022.
Oh, God. Bring it on, baby. Hey, I'm gonna be on the best of somebody.
All right, well, like I said, okay.
No, but getting back to it. No. After they doing the shanking, after they cut the horse's head off, this is just something that leads up to him, Fillmore, to kill Emily, because he was about to go and say, because he says, okay, my morning is done. I'm finished doing that. I'm finished mourning, because he said, now it's time for me to kill this guy, kill my nephew. You know, it's time to go kill him. And he's gone. He's out of there. You know, he's been gone. And the crows are still in there where he was hanging. And it's like the crows have a sixth sense. They start attacking him and the rest of the guys who come to try to kill him. You know, but he's long gone. He's been booking. But what you come to find out, you know, like I say, it's kind of part, you know, hallucination and part realism, where you realize that it was Valkyrie saving or taking him out of there, but Olga had actually got him, rolled him out of there, and had him taken to get him washed up and everything. He said, "This is not Valhalla." He said, "I didn't ride you that all that way, you know, and everything." So, and this is the part that got me right here when he's.
Hey, hold on, Walt. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean, Anubis might get a little offended by this, but she told Alexander Skarsgård, Amleth, she says, "I'm not done with you yet."
That's the part I was going to go.
Anubis was like, "You motherfucker."
No, dude, that to me was like the best. I think that was like the best line there, because she said, you know, besides, I'm not done with you.
No, it wasn't the best line. No.
But you know what? But let me just add to that, man. Like, okay, now I just want to get into more, because like I said, I want to improve on the movie qualities of everything, and I want to, and also Gojira, if I might agree, the photo aspects and the scenery, man, the backgrounds, the stage,
the color
where they're at, the mountains, dude, that shit was fucking, all that's real. That's all real.
Yep.
I mean, if it doesn't get any more fantastical than that, then fuck, dude. That is like, holy shit. Like you said, the cinematography, all of that was fucking beautiful. Yes. Beautiful. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, well, I'm going to Japan in 2024, but shit, what I would not do to go to fucking Iceland, to fucking see that. Oh my god, dude! Like, holy shit! Like, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, this is what I brought up before. You know, this is an example where I was saying the vistas, like I say, the cinematography, the vistas that they shot, to me, they're a character in their own right for this film. Because let's be honest, man, seeing them backgrounds, seeing the cloud, just everything that was photographed that was real, I'm just like, now you get the feel. It's not green screen, you know. It's not what shot in the studio. No, you're seeing actual footage of them riding across the land, whether they're walking or riding. It's like, this is real stuff, you know. And I just, because when I saw this in the theater, I was just like, wow, this is really beautifully shot. You know, I love how this is shot here. You know, I mean, I've seen many pictures where, you know, there's like, yeah, okay, it's all right. This was shot beautifully. I'd say to myself, I hope this picture gets nominated for cinematography at least, because that was beautifully shot. They did
Robert Eggers, bro. Like DJ Nubis was saying, man, Robert Eggers is a fucking visionary, man. He's a fucking visionary.
Listen, it just has a way, and something you touched on, Walter, and I think it's very important. A lot of times things tell a story, right?
Mhm.
So we know that the script can tell a story. We know the actors can tell a story.
Right.
But what makes a movie great all the way around when the actors and no one says nothing,
Yes.
and the scenery tells the story. And if you look at, and if you really look at that movie all the way through, from the villages, told a thing of despair. From when they were out there in the, I love the color when they had the fire and the shadows they used. That told about them getting ready for war. That showed you what kind of people they were. You then turn around and then you go back and you look at the scenery, and when he goes to his uncle's village where they live,
Right.
that tells the whole story there because it's so beautifully shot. The mountain, you can tell one part of it where they were on hard times, the way the scenery was done. And they didn't have to even didn't have to green screen it. They didn't have to put no props up. They didn't have to do none of that stuff. The land and the scenery told a story as they were going, even in the water, when they was in the boat, it told a story. And that's what makes this film so great, because it can tell a story. Because this film told a story all the way around, not only the acting and everything else, but the way it was shot told a story. You could have had them not say one word throughout this movie, and then let them go through and still do the progressions and do the action of it, and you know the story by just looking at it.
And that's kind of hard thing to do. But remember, just to make this quick, that's a hard thing to do to photograph with certain things, because, as I said before, you can shoot a lot of pictures and they be, so, okay, it's spectacular, but it's like, is it actually carrying the story along? Is it doing this? As you say, in these parts of the picture, they're silent. When I say it's silent, there's no dialogue whatsoever. There might be a few sounds, but just looking at what's what, because like you say, when he was when we start the beginning of the film, we see where they're at in this particular village, and you see how it's done up. But when we see him at the farm, at the shipping farm, the shepherd's farm, you see a different tone here, and you realize, okay, we shifted from this to this, and you make a good point. That tells you without having to say much. You need that in order to bring out the characteristic of not just the characters, but the picture itself in terms of the story. Because if you don't have that, I'm telling you, I've seen many pictures that have been shot a certain way and it looks good, but it's not telling the story good. It's not giving to it. This does this. I feel this does this really well, and I'm so glad that this was shot. Because if I'm somebody who's seen enough films, it's like, it's kind of mediocre. I was taking a breath by this film, by just the scenery. Yeah. Even though the acting is good and everything, I was blown away just by the cinematography itself.
Exactly. I agree.
I was gonna say, now I want to pass this to Gojira 5-1. Now that we're getting closer to the finale, because like I said, I don't want to run a 3-hour shit, bro. I went with not too long, because I'm But anyways, I want to show this scene to Gojira 5-1. I'm pretty sure he'll remember it.
This is powerful.
Man, this is something.
Well, I remember it. He found out she's pregnant and bolted. He's like, you're out of here.
I don't want to raise no kids.
He's like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this.
Right?
No, I take that back. What do you mean you're pregnant? Huh?
Gotta go.
Huh? Bye.
Yeah.
But she was probably like, motherfucker, I don't need you. I got money already. She's like, I got your baby and I got your paycheck.
Wait a minute. They're going to inherit the kingdom. It doesn't matter if you're not there. Go on, drive yourself, fool.
Good. You're right. Hey, okay, Gojira, what did you think about that scene, man? Child support. Child support.
I'm sorry, I ruined it. Sorry.
You can't help it, man.
Wow, DJ, it's all good. It's all you, bro.
Exactly. It just makes me
And I was gonna try to be all like poetic and shit. You just said something hilarious. I can't
He's like, oh, you're pregnant? Gotta go. Baby, I'm gone.
Hey, you know what?
We love you. We love you.
Try not to laugh when DJ Nubin said that, but I was bawling in the background, dude. I was bawling. It was fucking, oh man, that was well timed. Well timed, bro. Like, hey, motherfucker, you know what? Yeah, whatever. I found out she was pregnant and I bolted.
Hey, he's still kind of like out in the middle of the water. He's like,
Yeah.
He didn't even say turn the ship around. He's like, fuck this, I'm gone.
Only on the Sci-Fi Society can we fucking try to make something serious and turn it into a fucking show. No, but go ahead, man. Just give your elaboration on the scene. It was a powerful scene, but I mean,
okay. So my interpretation of it was, he found out that she's pregnant, and pretty much everything is starting to, look better for him. Mm-hmm. However, the way how karma works, you say karma is a bitch, and karma is a bitch in life. Since things are moving along for him, he's going to realize that the uncle is going to, chase him now to the ends of the earth, because revenge also breeds more revenge.
Yeah.
So he needs to end this, and he already knows his destiny is to die by the lake of fire as well.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the way how I saw it, and
ain't that right?
We'll move on to the climactic now, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, I wanted to, I wanted to get your input on it because, well, like everybody's input, everybody will give their 2 cents. I mean, like I said, I just don't want to make it too long, but yeah, it's like, that sense, it kind of hit me too, man. It kind of hit me too, because you know what? This motherfucker is willing to give up a happy life with a beautiful woman, having kids, have a kingdom. He had a chance to have a kingdom, and he said, no, I'm not going to sacrifice my family. I'm going to go sacrifice myself.
Right. That's a man right there. I'm sorry.
And it talks about the growth of his character from earlier in the film. We talked about how he just didn't give a shit about anything.
Exactly, DJ. I agree.
So now he has, a possible family with this woman, Olga, and like he understands that, as Matt put it, there's going to be this cycle of hatred and revenge. He's got to stop it. Mm-hmm. So either it ends with just him dying, or ends with both of them dying, which we know both end up dying there. But Eggers just has a great eye. Like we've talked about it so much with this film. And the thing I like about him, and also if you're familiar with Ari Aster, who does like Hereditary and Midsommar.
Oh, yes.
Both these directors know how to get the most out of their actresses. So in this case, Eggers gets a lot out of Taylor, and Aster did a really good job, I thought, with Florence Pugh and Midsommar. So it's like they know how to get the most out of their actresses. And even though Skarsgård is your main lead in this, I thought Taylor is just, she has a presence on that screen working with them.
Oh, yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
With them big eyes of hers.
Yeah.
She got the, you know what, bro? I mean, look, man, look. I love white women. I love all women of all colors, but I love white women. I love white women. But man, let me tell you. She for her, I thought she was a super skinny girl, but when I actually saw her with no clothes, I'm like, wow, she got some meat on her. So I'm like, thank God I don't have to feed this girl a cheeseburger or two. So I'm like, thank you very much.
Oh my God.
Very much, man. But seriously.
Oh,
damn. Century's just going to invite her over one night and say, guess what? It's pizza night, baby.
Hey, I like my women. I like my women with something to hold on to, bro. I don't want to be like I'm humping a freaking stick with a hole in it. So no.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey,
Wow.
hey, remember,
Keep it raw and real, baby.
This is
it's
good.
the last
Walter,
Sci-Fi Society
I can't believe what I'm
podcast for
hearing, Walter.
2020.
I'm shocked.
No, but no. But let me say, man. Let me say,
Lord have
Anya
mercy.
Taylor. Not only is she beautiful, even though whatever, but she's versatile in all facets of acting. She's an up and comer. She's gonna take over the world. She's gonna even when I saw the special features, she actually did everything barefoot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were actually standing in mud. I saw an interview.
Yeah. Yeah,
they were standing in all that mud. It was raining, and they were doing this. They were doing it all.
Yeah, she says.
And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but that movie Last Night in Soho is amazing.
It is good. It is good.
No,
She makes the film.
She's very like, dude, versatile, dude, faceted. Like she can do anything. She's already. I mean, how many other movies has she been coming out in already? Like you just said,
in the last 2 years.
Exactly. So I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. But no, but go on, DJ Nubis. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Oh no, it's fine. That was all I kind of really wanted to say, because you did notice his growth as a character in the film, because we talked about, again, like he's first like driven by all this hatred and vengeance, but he knows that if he doesn't go and settle this, like which was predicted by the seer, it's going to come back to haunt his own family. So now he's giving his wife, his lady, and the kids a chance at a life that he will never have, because he's always going to be on guard.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's true, because it's also true, but also like you could tell he didn't want to.
Well, no,
he didn't.
No one does.
He didn't want to do it, but he's like, you know what? No, this is like, it's like he didn't care, man. Like he was so bent on revenge. He was so. I saw it.
Man, oh my god.
I saw it.
What Lone Wolf? Here you go.
Wonder Bread.
Come on, hey, man.
I thought
It's now turned over to the comedy hour.
Man, I'm saying I heard Wonder Bread. I was like, that's it. You man, that's it.
I'm done. I'm dead.
I'm
dead.
dead.
Hey, I was going to say Schwabels myself, but okay. Hey, Walter, remember Schwabels?
Wait, what now?
Do you remember Schwabels bread?
Yes, I did.
I was thinking more Schwabels than Wonder Bread, but okay. I it is what it is,
Yeah.
No, but like, anyways, like I was saying, man.
He's like, anyways, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly, like, I mean,
it could be wholesome. Who knows?
Everything she did about the movie that she did, or the character she was in, man. She was not only a supporting actress, but she like put everything into perspective. Like,
right.
She said, okay, she was, she couldn't have done it. He couldn't have done it without her. He couldn't have done it without her.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't have done it without Olga, and then now it's
he could have.
No, well,
but I think he basically restored faith in him. As it got towards the end. That was all about.
Well, remember, because I mean, he could have probably done it by himself, but she actually gave him a better chance of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she also said he's there. It's there. What? Remember when they ended up banging, when they ended up smashing, she said,
what? I don't want to remember that.
Yeah, she said, mother of the earth, please let us, kill our enslavers. Please let us be our enslavers. So she knew about it, and it's all about that shit where he was no better than his Fjolnir. His uncle was no better than his brother.
Yeah,
dad, slaver. So it's
Right.
it all comes full circle. It all comes full circle. Like karma's a bitch. Karma came up with everybody, came after everyone. So now I want to jump back to Linwood.
Mm-hmm. This is the moment that defies everything.
Ain't that the truth?
I honestly didn't know where it was going to either.
He did what he said he was gonna do, but didn't want to do it, but it happened. Karma's a bitch.
And if you think about it, he could have killed them there, but it's like
right.
And remember, he was already wounded.
Right.
Yeah.
I will meet you at the gates of hell. At the gates of hell, you will find me.
That's all it right there, man. Woo! So we can get to the finale. We already know what happens. Amleth follows his uncle to the gates of hell, which is a volcano. So he sees him right before it rides up. He sees him right there. I don't know how the fuck he was able to get both of the motherfuckers on a fucking horse and then ride it all the way over there, but he did it. And this is where Amleth shows a little bit of compassion. After, remember, he didn't cry for like almost 30 years? 30 years? He didn't shed a tear for no one.
Yeah.
And he goes and he says, he even apologizes to his mom. He says, I will see. And even his own like stepbrother or half brother, he didn't want to kill him. He didn't do it.
No.
So he didn't do it. So now I'll leave it up to Linwood, and I'm gonna pass it over to DJ Anubis, and then Gojira, and then Jedi for the finale. So now, man, remember the sword and the shield. He starts talking in this Icelandic. Talking this. That's where the shit got real. Because like, okay, this motherfucker's like, okay, yeah, I know it's a movie, but to me, it's like fucking. That's how when I prepare for a fight. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. You have to have a routine. And he was like, okay, let me do it. So he starts talking in Icelandic. I don't know if it's Icelandic or Slavish or one of the two.
I think it's Slavish. I think
it was Slav. I think it was Slav.
I think it was.
Yeah, we'll take it from there, man.
Lot to unpack. I want to back up real quick. There's something that you guys were expounding upon about the young lady that played Olga.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you notice in this story, what I think of I thought was very cool. Men were allowed to be men.
Yeah.
And here's what I mean by this. When he jumped back out of the water, even though DJ said it was, she was pregnant, I don't want to be bothered by, get welfare, we're good, right? But anyway, I think the key factor is that, like you said, one, vengeance. I heard a story. There's a saying: when you have vengeance, remember, not only dig one grave, but dig two graves.
Yeah.
And so in that, he knew that through his vengeance, if he fled, they would come and get them. They couldn't never rest because he would come after them. And so he sacrificed himself so that his family could live. Now that's a man, okay? It's a true man. Yeah. But what makes it even specialer is that because she knew from the beginning, like you said, that he wasn't a part of all of this. She knew from the get-go he was a Northman. She knew he was different. That not only did it attract her to him, but it also said this. It said that since I'm attracted to you and I know what you're about, I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
To achieve your goal. They're my enemies too, but in order to do that, I know I have to help you to do that. And she stayed by his side and she worked with him.
Yeah.
And she wasn't a Mary Sue, none of those things. They worked together in tandem. The man stuff he did, she did her stuff by stealth, poisoning them, mushrooms, all that stuff. So they worked together. And that makes a difference. And that worked. And the writing worked. And so he knew that when he jumped off the ship, that even in his death, she'll make sure that her son or her twins know who their father is, know what the legacy is, so that therefore they can continue that was left off by him.
Yeah.
So I get that. Now, flipping back over to the scene, I love the scene where they're standing there and he looks at him. And I like the fact that Chris Banks' character finally realized, you know what? Hey, he says, he knew karma was a biddy. He knew it. And he says, he says, we're going to do this. He goes, since, this happened, we're not going to fight right now. He goes, let me bury my dead. And says, and then you and I can have this battle. He finally, now you catch this. In the beginning, this is where it comes full circle. I just thought about this. In the beginning, he didn't fight with honor.
Yep.
Yeah.
At the end, he finally fought with honor.
He finally understood at that point.
Right. He did. Wait a minute. He grew a pair himself to think for himself and to realize that. But it took death and everything else for him to realize, I was wrong. And if I want to die, I want to die at least with honor.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Linwood. I didn't mean to cut you off. But it took him losing everything to realize it.
Yeah. He actually had to have loss to understand.
To understand.
Right.
And that's what, and then my boy, Amalek, it took him to have life to understand it the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember, he created life with Olga. And now he's like, I need to make sure that they're safe.
Yeah.
My vengeance, I still need vengeance, but I am smart enough to realize, let me take care of them first before I do my thing. And so, and then he learned, and then of course, Chris Banks' character knew it the other way around. And that scene right there, I just loved it because they were like, they could have got down right there. And plus, if you look at Amalek's character when he got wounded, and I knew it was going to happen for some reason, that little boy that little boy said, I didn't like Chucky, because he jumped on him like Chucky. Let's keep it a buck. He did. And when he was wounded like that, I thought about Lancelot, where the wound never healed. And so, even in the end, he died because the wound never healed. But anyway, that ending scene, the only thing that I would say about that ending scene, what I loved about that scene, the visuals again. Remember, I said the visuals tell a story, right? All that volcanic fire, and they surrounded each other. It was like they was in a ring of fire, a pit, getting ready to, like you have a ring of fire, and you have to stay in the ring for the fight. You step outside of the ring, you get burned.
Yeah.
And so when you watch that fight and when they happen, I love the surrounding visuals of it, and I love the fact that they focused on them, but they darkened it a little bit because they wanted you to see the balance of what was surrounding them with the battle as well.
Yeah.
And I thought so much. That's just me in my opinion. But what I love about it also is, again, something that Fat Samurai guy says all the time. I want to see the fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could see the fight. You could see how they how they went at each other. And then another thing too, this shows you the growth of Chris Banks' character. He had him cut and he was on his knees, but he didn't do it like that. He says, get up. So many words. Let him get up and fight again, and vice versa. That shows you the growth. Within that span of those 2 days, he grew that quick.
Yeah.
But it's a shame at the end he grew then. He should have grew it back then. Right. But the fight was amazing. Brutality. I was doing this. I was like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, and the way that the clanging of the swords, it felt so real.
Yeah.
And the way that, and every stroke was emotion. If you looked at it, his stroke was because of his family. Amalek's stroke was because of the vengeance he had. You can feel you can feel the swords clanging. You can feel it within you, and that's what makes the difference. Your soul felt that. The only argument I say, and it's just me, I wanted it to be longer.
Yeah. No. Well, you
give me more.
You know, you want to, and I'm not. Well, you can finish right now. I just wanted to say this.
Go ahead, man.
The cinematography on the battle and the fight scene between them two was fucking awesome. In a lake, in a volcano, it's reminiscent of, like you said, like Helheim. However, you know, so many different cultures. So many different cultures say about hell. They all have every culture has a hell. So but they did it there. They did it there, and you know what? They were naked. They were butt naked. And that's, I'm not trying to say it's not a good thing, but no, trust me. Trust me, bro. Like,
hot as hell over there. I'd be naked too.
Like I said, but anyway, when it comes to a real battle, dude, like when it comes to a real battle, like, well, back in the days, I'm pretty sure back in the days, they didn't care about that shit. It's about, look, I'm gonna kill you. You're either you kill me or I kill you. We're gonna end it. And then, but like I said, this whole film brought everything, the satire, the depression, the pain, the suffering, everything that came to, and it taught both of them at the end, like you were saying, Linwood. Great fucking analysis, man. But remember, Amleth was wounded. If he wasn't wounded, he would have killed his uncle in a fucking heartbeat. Yes. Killed him in a heartbeat. So they have to give him that. They had to give, to me, in my opinion, they had to give Fjolnir a bit of a handicap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Kong.
They had to give a bit of a handicap.
I just had to throw that one in there.
Did you say like Kong?
Yeah.
I heard him say it.
Anyway, that what?
Like Kong and Godzilla and Kong. Like they had to give Kong a handicap with that damn axe. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Well, fucking, okay. Well, I would say, you know, flip the reverses and put fucking Kong and Godzilla in a fucking volcano. Shit, yeah, let them do it, man. That'd be cool. But no, yeah, let them
duke it out.
Yeah, but you know what? No, but but this shit was like, I mean, it's like you said, man. This shit was fucking. It was perfect, not perfect, but it was great cinematography. The camera angles, everything. And it's like, you know what? I think Fjolnir knew he was gonna die. They both knew they were gonna die.
He knew it. He knew it was over.
And you know what? Fjolnir, I think, for once gained respect. Not from his nephew, but for himself.
That's exactly right.
He did it. If I'm gonna die, you know what? Either if the Valkyries take me to Valhalla or if they don't, I'm gonna fucking die here. That's it. No matter what, I'm gonna do it. But that's what I mean.
Well, it's like you say, basically, at least I know I'm dying with honor this time. Where before what I did before was cowardly. But what I'm doing now is a totally different. It's a complete different ballgame. And I think the thing is, you just said it, Sci-Fi Century, and that is this: they had to give Amalek a handicap to fight his uncle.
Yeah,
that's why the little boy stabbed him to death like Chucky. Okay, now don't get me wrong, little boy died like Chucky too. But anyhow, I'm just being honest, DJ. I mean, when he jumped,
it's a good analysis. It makes sense perfectly.
He jumped in like, wait a minute, I take that back. He more reminded me of Trilogy of Terror.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
God, yes.
That more reminded me of. He's like,
little voodoo dog.
What the?
Yes.
And so, but my point is that it's just that when you watch this movie, and I know some people were a little alienated because they wanted more fights, and I get it. I totally get that. I wanted more too, but I looked at the film for what it was and what the message they were conveying and the story they told with it. And so that action scene at the end, I wanted more of it because I loved it, but I loved how Amalek still had that vengeance enough to say, listen, you're not going to kill me that easy. I'm not going down that easy. I may have a wound. You may have an advantage, but I'm not going down that easy, son. You know what I mean? And so, and he took blows to get to him because he knew he was going to die. He said, let me just get close enough to you. I'm going to let you have it. And so that fight was just amazing to me. I love the ending of it. You know, when he sticks him in the chest, what I think it was, and then he just off with his head.
Yeah.
And he rolled, and then he just stood there for a minute, then he lays down, and then here comes the Valkyrie. It's like, but what I love, you know what the Valkyrie did I thought was special? He told him in so many words, before you go, know that your wife and your children are going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because
gave him the vision. Gave him the vision gave him that assurance that they showed Anya and the two twins at the end of the
kind of like a tree of life almost that they were showing.
Yeah, the tree of life thing. And it showed the lineage.
Yggdrasil, that's what they call it, the tree of life.
Correct. But it gave him reassurance. That's what I love. It gave him reassurance to where he says, okay, I'm ready to go now. Yeah. How many times do we look at our life just to look at it? Because this story, even though it is old, Middle Ages at the time and everything, if you really watch this film, you can base your life on it as well.
Yeah.
How many of us sit there sometimes when it's time, we thinking that, we want to go, but then we realize, well, I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. But then when you realize they're okay, now I can go ahead and do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I looked at it. Sometimes some films you can look at it from a personal standpoint. And this film, like I said, can touch on every angle, no matter what. But I love the fact that the man and the woman worked together as one. Wasn't no big eyes. Nobody was trying to say, well, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm a woman, hear me roar. It wasn't all that mess. It wasn't I'm a man and this and that. And he wasn't a punk. He was just a straight man that took care of what he had to take care of. And she took care of it. And they worked together. That's the way it should be.
No woke shit, no freaking masculine shit. No woke, no masculine. It was even in between.
And they work together. And that's what it's when you make a film and everything, you have to make it to where, as a writer, you want to write it to where, why do I want my audience to care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if my audience cares and it says this way, you know what I'm talking about, Gojira, where if I'm sitting there and I'm watching this movie and then I'm looking at, I got to invest in the character. If I don't invest in the character, I don't care after that. Now all I'm looking at is all the fight scenes, yes, but I want to invest in the character. Right. And so this is why you invested in Amalek. And what I liked about it is it wasn't what do you want to say? Cookie cutter. There was not. Everybody wasn't great. Nobody was good all the way good, and nobody was evil all the way through. Everybody was not perfect in that movie.
Right.
Did what they had to do.
Exactly. Except for Olga. I think Olga, out of all of them, was the purest of them all.
Yeah.
Because she was about the right way, even though she had to take some heads for it. She was about that from Jump City, of what she went through.
Yeah.
And so, she's about the only one, but the rest of them, nobody's perfect.
No.
Amalek is not perfect. He watched people get slaughtered, like you said. But yet at the end, he began to realize. So I just love the way that ending went. I just wish the fight was longer because I just love the way they got down like that. I mean, they got straight down. I'm just saying. And so, but I'm done. I just enjoyed that, and it's a good movie. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't know if I have to keep DJ Anubis before his bedtime and stuff because he usually goes to sleep early.
Well, did you turn to a pumpkin?
No, but I wanted to get to DJ Anubis and his
actually, Anya's waiting for me. I gotta go.
Wow.
Okay.
And then he woke up.
Yeah, I just been snoozing back here while you guys have been talking.
No, go ahead, man.
This movie's like giving me dream flashbacks.
Oh god.
Nah, just let us have it, bro. Before man. What did you think, Anubis? Overall, man. Overall.
I still give it a 9 out of 10. I still like this film a lot. It's shot beautifully. I don't know if I'd quite get the excitement or what's the word I'm looking for? Just overall, like when I return to films, like I'll watch Conan the Barbarian or 13th Warrior like numerous times because they just hit my spot. But I know that The Northman is a much more thought-provoking movie. It's not really meant to be an action flick. There's a lot of symbolism in there, a lot of different things going on. It's a deeper thought movie, so I kind of get that. I understand what that's there for, and that's what Eggers does.
Right, that's it.
And he's shown it in all his films so far. There's always some other thing at play. So, but still, as a movie that, you know, of its quality, it's still like high up there on my list in terms of like quality film. So I will always highly recommend it to people to check out for sure.
Amen. Good movie.
You know, cool. And yeah, cool. No, but but like, no, thank you, man. Like just like I said, man, just the analysis, like you say, because you a lot of you guys, all of you guys, man, are better analysis on movies than I am, because I'm just I'm just a Godzilla fan that's trying to learn how to, you know, multitask everything, all kinds of entertainment.
How am I good at analysis when I just said the dude bailed because the woman was
pregnant, right?
Anyway, like I'm saying, you guys
short, man.
You guys put the emphasis on everything that's great, and that's why I have you guys on my channel. That's why I invite you guys. That's why I value your guys' opinions on the movies that we watch, that we like, that we always see, that we take consideration into before, you know, bashing shit. But anyways, do this for that. And now I want to get to Gojira 51. Last thoughts, man, because like I said, I haven't had you on for a year, man. So let us know everything, bro.
All right. As far as the ending of the film goes, it's a great example of fencing versus fighting. You know, when you're fencing, you're trying to score points and you're trying to win a match. So you're not doing you're doing more things that you feel safer doing in a controlled environment. When it's a fight, it's the death.
Right.
You know, you think smarter, and the fight goes a lot differently. And you see that with samurai films. Like if you watch like a samurai film, and you see them like in a dojo and they're dueling, you know, they're sparring. They have more safer moves. However, when you go to the battlefield and you see them how they actually fight in the battlefield, they're not squaring off with each other, you know, all respect and everything. They're just going at each other and trying to kill each other. That's the way this fight felt at the end of the movie. Plus the drama of the volcano around and, you know, the being hurt as well. And also the thing that really got me was I wasn't really expecting when they were fighting, like half of Amulet's arm got cut off. Like he almost healed arm. So it's like that was just like right there. It actually, you know, I like almost jumped out of my seat when I saw it. I wasn't expecting him to like take really any damage. This is like one of the only subversions of expectations that I actually like. Is when the hero is put in like actual danger that actually makes sense.
Right.
That's the kind of subversions that I like. So when I saw his arm almost get cut off, it's like, oh crap! Plus, it's a character I really, really like as well. So yeah, it's like a perfect scene all the way that it's done as well. Now, finally, as a film altogether, it's practically perfect. I absolutely love it. I haven't seen it in quite some time. You know, I need to pick it up on 4K and watch it because it's got my PS5 as well. I want to watch it. I was going to watch it again in preparation for this, but it's fall apart. But absolutely wonderful film. And actually, we were talking about the actress, Anya. Doesn't she kind of look like Alita Battle Angel a little bit?
Yes.
Hey,
she looks like an anime character. She really does with her eyes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Watch out. Hey, don't make too much fun of her because Anubis is gonna get pissed off.
No, Anubis probably likes the anime part about that. That's why he likes her.
Yeah. What do you think I do in my spare time, man?
Hey, Neko, I'm not taking any responsibility for this. He's saying all of this by himself on his own accord. I'm just joking.
Oh my god, dude! No. When we went to watch X-Men Origins with Jackman, and he's running naked across the field, she was basically licking the silver screen. Okay, I don't want to fucking hear it.
Okay. 2 peas in a pod there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to hear any of that, you know.
Wait a minute, Anubis, did she actually lick the screen?
She might as well have.
Okay, because that's a big screen, bro. That's all I was saying.
Well, yeah. Well, look, I mean, if you were like me and you went to see The Watchmen in 3D, I don't have to tell you, okay? I really don't have to tell you.
Yeah, but I didn't want to see. But I didn't want to see what's that guy's name, Dr. Manhattan's junk though in 3D. That's all I'm saying. I didn't want to see that. In my face.
No. The women think about Dr. Manhattan. I think about Silk Spectre, and she looked fucking hot, man. Thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, but didn't mean to interrupt, man. Didn't mean to interrupt that, but I just had to throw out there because, man,
was she in Wonder Bread though? Is she?
I hope not.
She's more along the lines of the Italian loaf. You know what I mean? The way she was built. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, dude. You know what, man? Honestly, I'm not. I don't pick and choose because look at me. I don't pick and choose, man. I take what I can get. If people don't like it, they get my dick.
Yeah.
Walter, that's your buddy. Anyway, that's your boy.
Matt's just shaking his head like, look at these fucking fools.
That's my that's my people. That's all that is. No,
I know. That's my dude.
I love you guys.
From way back. Yes, sir.
No.
Oh god.
Yeah, man. Okay, so last thoughts, Walter.
Okay.
Bring it home, Walter.
Looking around the fact that we're licking the screen and everything. Okay, that's out the way. No. This
hey,
fight,
we got to be sure that she doesn't watch this, okay? Just putting it out.
She might be watching it now. You never know.
Oh, you know.
No, so. She's got. I'm talking to her. She's got bad internet. She can't get shit.
Okay. Well.
Oh my god.
No, but again, my 2 cents.
I'll restrict everything.
Edit mode.
I can't take y'all nowhere. I swear, I can't take y'all nowhere.
Because she's gonna kick my ass when she sees me.
That's okay. As long as I'm out of the clear, I'm good.
I don't live where y'all live, so I'm good. I'm staying right here in Ohio, mind my own business.
That's it.
Hey, well, you don't say where you live, bro. She's already gonna find you.
Wait a minute. I just said the state. Wait, I just said the state. I didn't say we're at in Ohio.
Exactly. I didn't say no city or anything.
You don't know anything about the Metro land.
Go for it, man.
Okay.
But
my thoughts on let me get the battle scene out of the way. I thought the fact that they when they fought, the fact because I didn't know at first that they were in their birthday suits, but I realized that this is a point where they just shred everything off, knowing that I'm about to die. I might just die. So it's like I came in this world naked, so I'm gonna die naked, basically.
I'm gonna die naked, right?
My brother, just last thoughts, dude, because we're gonna hit 3 hours, man.
Okay, well let me go. Let me go and wrap the movie up and saying that this film, if it wasn't for what it is, if it wasn't suggested, I probably would never watch it because I mean I saw it from afar. It's like okay, it's just another film. But if you get good buzz from people who are friends who saying and suggested that it is a good film, not because they particularly like it, but it is something that is really something that you might get into because you like all these kind of things yourself. So, and if it's done with a good story with good characters, I say it was pretty good. I'm kind of like with DJ. It's pretty much a 9 out of 10, you know, because it's not perfect, but it's damn near close, you know. And like I said, I would suggest to anybody who wants to watch it, if they want to see something that's brutal, real, raw, like my boys sci-fi, that's exactly the kind of film you want to watch. And, I like I say, I give it that, you know, because it's and I'm gonna tell you something too. I hope it's not something that's gonna be taken lightly because the stuff that's done in this film is not likely. I mean, it's
amen.
You want to see limbs cut off? It's in there. You want to see some good old fashioned
gut
in there? It's got that. So all I can tell you, if you got staff in it's in there. So just to wrap it up, it's a good film, and I suggest to anybody it's a good time. I'm just saying. I got like Lynn was said. I wish the battle scenes and particularly at the end was a little longer, but hey, you take what you get.
Amen. I'll take it.
No, like I said, and I didn't mean to. Like I said, I didn't mean to, cut you short and stuff like that, bro. But like I said, just give me one, like for Walt, one part that you'll remember about this film that always stay in your mind. Walt. Besides naked ass, that's it.
No, not that. It's a scene where it sticks out in my mind so much that I can't repeat it. I'll just say that it's a staining moment. It's a marking moment.
Amen.
That's all I'll say. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. It's where he said you marked him well. We'll leave it at that. So,
hey, cool. All right, Linwood, finish it off, brother.
What do you want? My score, or what it is?
Everything. Okay.
The movie is, for me, I saw it in to make a long story short, I saw it in the trailer out of nowhere. It wasn't even, the trailer didn't come out yet. One of my friends told me about it. I was like, okay, let me take a look. And I blew my mind. And I said, I'm going to go see this. And when I went, I wasn't expecting much, but what I got, what I thought I was going to get, I didn't get. But what I got was so much more than what I wanted to have.
I got it.
And so I enjoyed the movie for what it was. The acting was wonderful. I think all the characters suited well. I cared about the characters, hated others, as that's supposed to be. Skarsgård, the reason why I think he stands out for me is because of how he portrayed the character. He wasn't, because normally he's the talky person, like in True Blood World. He had a lot of, he doesn't say much. He doesn't say much. His look tells a story. His features, his mindset. So I enjoyed that whole part there, but the whole movie was good. To make a long story short, I love the scenery, like I talked before. It told the story along with it. It carried the film. And look, man, I'm gonna show some love real quick to my boy Thor Johansson.
Yep.
The Mountain, one of the strongest men in the world. Because
half Thor Beyonce,
right? Half Thor, yeah. I loved him in the movie because he's starting to get more roles. I just liked the way he did it in the story, so I appreciated that. But moving on, the ending scene was amazing. The visuals were amazing. The story was amazing. The writing was good. And like we said, Walter, a little bit more fights, but a little more longer, sustaining. But I'll take that because at least they were trying to give me a balance of everything.
Yeah.
And so I'll take that. It was a good movie. I would have to say a 9 because to me at that time when I saw this, I just saw the Batman previously.
Yeah.
So now, I was weighing because I gave the Batman a 9 and that a 9. Like, at that time, those were my 2 favorite films that year. You know what I'm saying? And so far this year, I mean, there's more. I have a top 10, but I'm just saying those 2 are in my top 5. Those 2 are. But anyway, great movie. Love the movie. Visuals beautiful. I give it a 9. And I hope. I don't think they'll do it. I think they could leave it alone. But I would love to see, just for me, because this is where I am. I like to see the twins and see where they go.
Where their story goes.
Yeah, I want to know where the story goes. I'll let you see because I want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes in this. But
because it'll be a female king.
Mm.
A maiden. Remember, he said it'd be a maiden queen. It'll be a maiden king.
A maiden, and before we know, I just but I like the way they do it because this director, let me tell you something. This guy's good. Nobody says. Yeah. This guy's a good director. Visually, whoever he works with, that he writes with, he does the writing for him. They need to stick together because they're a great team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the green, what was the Green Giant? I think it was called. What was it called? The Green Knight.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, the Green. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Green Knight. Look at the visuals. I'm gonna tell you something. That company A24, they're starting to become a powerhouse because they're giving you a variety of stories, not just horror, but they're giving you historical. They're giving you this, and I think they're going to grow as of time, like Blumhouse.
They
You know what I
tackle
mean?
they tackle different genres. Yeah.
Exactly. They tackle
Yeah.
everything. So, but that's just my opinion, just to make it short that it's a good movie. All of my friends, because I got some of my friends that I told them to jump on the line and just watch and said make sure they like it. Hope they like the video for you, Sci-Fi. Some of my friends subscribe to you already,
I
brother.
appreciate it.
They subscribe to you, so we want to get your channel bumping. And by the way, real quick, man, let me tell you something, Century. You always say, well, I'm just a Godzilla fan. Listen, you know more than what you say, man. You have more than what you say about, because you use your experience to critique a film. And that makes a difference. See, it ain't like the snobs that say, well, the filmmaking quality of the so and so of the and it's not really a good film. Oh God, shut up. Okay. I want someone to tell me the truth.
Matt's got it right. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, I got time for that.
Yep. That's exactly what they sound like.
No. Wah. Anyway, so Sci-Fi, you tell the truth and you're honest. And people don't do that. They want to talk a bunch of crap and tell lies and say, "Oh, this is the best film. This film sucks." When in reality, a film that you may not like, I might like. It's okay, and you're honest about it. And so, don't sell yourself short, brother. That's all I'm trying to say. I encourage you to always speak your mind when it comes to this stuff, because you do have it right. That's all I'm saying. I'm just encouraging you. Don't ever think that you don't know nothing, because
Century, I'll give you the pretentious golf clap.
Exactly.
No. Let's get it right. What the old saying? Wait a minute, Walter. You remember back in the day, the poetry reading?
Yeah.
Snap.
That's all we're gonna do.
Nah, dude.
I'm just being honest, brother.
No, because Lynn was said it. You are the truth, brother. You are the truth.
You don't lie.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. Why you say raw and real? That's what you are. You raw and real with yourself.
Exactly. And on top of that, why do you think we're here? If you was full of crap, do you think any of us would be here?
Think about that.
No,
Dude,
I mean,
I would never. Anytime you call me, Sci-Fi, if I ain't got no problems, I'm there.
I was gonna say, dude, don't start crying on the live stream.
Don't you start doing that,
dude.
You see,
come on now. I'm just trying to.
I'm like Hamlet. I don't shed tears. I'm like Hamlet.
I ain't shed a tear in 300 years. What you talking about? Anyway, get back.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I'm just saying, just be encouraged, man. You got a good channel. You got a good channel.
No, man. Like, honestly, man. Hey, all you guys, man. Like I said, it's not what I do, man. It's not about me. It's about all of us.
Right.
It's about all of us, man. Because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be fucking put in a corner where nobody fucking notices you. But I'm not that kind of person that wants attention. I just if I can do what I want to do, I'll do it. And if like I said, if somebody wants to join me, like I asked Walter, and then asked Gojira 51, I went to them. I went to them and said, hey, look, and then you guys, they can admit it. I went to them and say, hey man, you want to do something? Let's do it. You want to start something? Let's start it. I'm one of those guys I'm not afraid to speak. Not only am I not afraid to speak my mind, I'm not afraid to fucking do shit. If I want to do something, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Amen.
But I think we all have a love for this stuff, this entertainment that we love so much, and that's why we like to do this stuff. So
exactly, and that doesn't see, and that's what I mean. Like, but I mean everything you guys tell me, man. I take it always with love, man, because it's like we all love a lot of the same things, a lot of the same content, a lot of the same stuff we grew up with, and I just fuck, man, I just want to fucking be real, dude. I don't want people to bash your channels. I don't want people to bash, freaking Gojira or freaking DJ or even Jedi, like, or even like Linwood, man. Like I want all of us to just like fucking like prosper. Right. Even if I don't, man, I don't care. Like I don't care about me. I just
subscribed to Gojira's channel, so
thank you.
That's what I mean, man. I
think I do go, Jerry, but I'll check it in a few minutes. I want to make sure I did subscribe because you got some good content, man. You got some good content.
Oh, dude, I can tell you, like Gojira, dude. He's one of my influences. Before we hit fucking 3 hours, I'll say this, man.
Let's go for 3 hours.
Gojira 851 was one of my inspirations. He was one of my first inspirations, man. Why I started doing figure reviews is because of him. The reason why because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like, and then, like I said, like even when DJ Nubis came out of nowhere, man, I'm like, oh shit, like me, like he's telling me, oh, we like your channel, like, well, fuck me, like I'm like I don't freaking, I'm like, well, I take it as, as an honor, man, because I'm the kind of guy, bro, that came from nothing. So it's like I learned how to just be my own. I learned how to do what I gotta do, and if I can help people get better, like Walter, like DJ, like Gojira, like even Linwood, who doesn't have a channel, if I can help you guys excel, if I can help you guys excel or move up, I'll do it. Like that's just me, man. I'm just like, in other words, I'm just me, man. I will say,
you are very good at articulating your thoughts. I think you would be great on a YouTube channel, to be honest.
Oh, well, thanks, man. It's just, I mean, it's better. It's always better to me. It's always better freaking real. It's always better real than pre-recording, because pre-recording, I hate that shit.
You know what? Since you said that, think about this, Century. You and Walter were the first ones that told me. I remember when you was talking, but you did a live stream one time. I think we were talking about Iron Blood Orphans.
Iron Blood Orphans.
And I remember the first time I ever came on the line, because you was like, you and Walter both said, man, why don't you just come on the line? I said, man, I don't anybody want to see my big old head on the screen, And then they said, well, go ahead, man. I said, well, it was late. And I said, you know what the heck, ain't nobody gonna see me. So I came on, that's when and then after that, I knew who Walter was, but I became friends with Walter after we did the live stream. But what I'm saying is that if you guys didn't encourage me to come on, I would have never did it. Because I just enjoy talking and listening and watching you guys. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we that's what I'm talking about, encouraging. Help one, grow one. That's what it should be.
Exactly.
By the way, my daughter says, she just texted me, Sci-Fi. She says she subscribed to your channel now. My oldest daughter, she was working, and she wanted to get on. She wanted to watch, but she just got on from work. But she did say that she subscribed to you now, and she said let her know anytime you got something going on, she's going to watch.
Oh man, no, that's thank you, bro. Thank you. Man.
Go ahead, Walt. My fault, man.
Yeah, I was going to just say, just throw this little tidbit of my experience. Humble beginnings always make better people in life.
Amen.
Just remember that. All right.
Hey, we all had at one point or another, bro. We all had a rough time with life. We had a rough time with life, man.
Mm-hmm.
All of us have. You know what? This is therapeutic too. Think about it. When we talk like this and we do these movies, our movies are a way for us to be able to deal with things too, to be able to let go of things, to be able to relieve of things. Because I can say it, man. Century, when I told you when I lost my sister last year, and then coming on with you guys, and like with family helped me to get through, and my pastor and different people, but coming on with you guys helped me to be able to articulate better. And my sister was a big movie buff. If she was living, she'd have been on there watching you guys as well, and watching what you do, and probably try to stick her nose in and try to give me some critique like she always does. But my point is that this is the kind of stuff that she loved and we talk about all the time. So it just made it that much easier for me. So I do appreciate that. At that time in my life, you guys opened the door for me when I needed to talk.
Okay. The
master our host.
Wow, he
wasn't kidding about that 3-hour deadline. He's like, fuck you. He just pulled Emirates to jump off the boat.
Wow. That was left the building.
Hey, all of us jumped off and jumped back on. That was crazy. I didn't.
No, it's just you. It was just you.
You just jumped off, bro.
Oh, I was the one that jumped off. Oh
Yeah,
shit!
you
Yeah,
jumped off.
Yep.
Me and Walter
You
were
jumped
sitting there
off
waiting
that
on
boat.
you.
Yep. Yep.
You thought,
no,
wait a
man,
minute.
but no.
Walter, he thought you was pregnant, so he jumped off the boat. I'm just saying. Anyhow.
No, hey, trust me, Walter's not my type.
Oh God!
Well, wait a minute, too much.
I think this entire stream's gonna end up in his best of because of all the clips.
Oh God!
Yeah, man. No, but know what? No, but thank you guys like for all your intake, man. Your daughter for subscribing to my channel. Linwood, if he's still there, I don't know if he froze up.
Yeah. Well,
he'll come back. He'll come back right now. But like I said, I don't want to. Like I said, I mean, it's 3 hours is still that's still short for what we usually do. Hold on here and bring it back.
It's a good feed. It's a good feed.
There you go.
Hey, no, we got you back now, man. But like I said, man, all your guys' opinions and all you guys, everything you guys tell me, man. Thank you, and I just like I said for you guys being my homies, not just YouTube friends, whatever. You guys, I keep in touch with you guys mostly on a usual basis. So
yeah, Messenger and stuff. Yes,
especially Gojira 51 being one of like my inspiration for doing figure reviews, and Walter for just being fucking Walter, and just being you, dude. And then like DJ Nubis, dude, like they came out of nowhere, and even him and Neko, who I see as close friends, closer than people that I know, closer than people that I know personally here, and they tell me that they like the content that I create. I'm like, well, fuck. I'm like, shit. Well, I mean, I don't think it's good, but that's just the way I think. But
hey, Walter,
I'm glad now everybody's taking off. What the hell?
Well,
what the heck, man? hey, DJ, you pregnant, man? That's why you jumped off.
I'm gonna say, what's going on here?
Well, anyways, especially Linwood, just you being you, man. You like look, bro. If you ever want to start a channel, you can ask me for any kind of advice. You need me to send you some stuff like that. Just let me know. And because trust me, man, all the real, like I'm not saying real, but content creators like me, Gojira 51, especially DJ Nubis, this stuff is not easy, man.
No,
make content.
It's
not easy.
And I'm still learning as I'm going. So it's like I love for any of you guys that if you have your channels and you're doing anything, you want me to jump in with you about something, I will do it because I'm
going to ask all y'all.
I like learning from other people
believe it.
how to do this. So like Rob, Samurai, Gojira, if you ever want me to come on for anything, I will do it because like I love learning from other people.
Amen. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, side. Now this is it for you. This is it for you. This is it for you this year for you, right? Because don't you got to know what do you got to? You got to go into, what do you got to do again? Just want to make sure I'm clear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an intestinal surgery. Okay. On the 23rd of November of this month.
Okay.
Oh, next month. Yeah, this month, and I'm gonna be out for at least 2 or 3 monthts.
Okay, so that's what I want to check.
That's why I've been pouring out all these freaking videos like fucking crazy because I just want to leave some stuff out before I go in because you guys know when I'm like down, dude, I'm down. Like I'm freaking, I won't do shit.
No,
I'll just
I feel you.
Yeah, whatever. But it's like no, I just wanted to. That's why I wanted to add. Yeah, I wanted to try to do the next Godzilla one. Well, I wanted all of us to get on the next one on the 18th. But unfortunately, I'm gonna start registration and treatment on the 17th. Yeah. So
yeah, I won't be able to. Neko's coming back that day, so I'll be at the airport that day.
Well, let me just say this. Tetra, the reason why I brought it up because I just wanted to say, I don't speak for everybody, but I'm just saying for me, the reason why I said that because I'm just praying that more importantly that the surgery goes well, that the surgeon's hands are guided well, and that you're healed and that you come back safe and sound and come back better than you were before you came in this place.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm praying for, that you just come back healed and delivered. And then through it all, that you come back a better sci-fi century in the new year. That's all I'm saying.
Mecca sci-fi century.
I'll thank you from the bottom of my heart, man, and I'll do my best, man, and I'm gonna have to, like I said before the 19th, I'm more gonna have to work on the best of 2022 because I won't be able to do it in December.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to do it early. It's gonna be an early release for the best of 2022, and I'm gonna have to add all of this badass shit.
Especially right DJ, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, DJ, DJ Nubis was the highlight of this stream.
Boy, ain't got no sense.
He was a highlight, man. He was a highlight.
Are you not entertained?
Yes.
I am entertained.
No, but now, like I said, man, so we can cut it short so we don't go that long. But honestly, guys, thank you for all of everything that you guys add to my streams. You guys being friends, you guys being fellow YouTubers, future YouTubers. Gojira51, dude, I'm so glad I was able to get you at least once in 2022, and especially you, Linwood, getting you once in 2022, man. And Walter is always my boy, my partner in crime, always there. DJ Nubis, thank you for all the support you give me, man, for just believing in me, bro. I mean, that's enough. That's enough for me to just try to be better, try to be, this and that, man. So, but besides that, man, all you guys are my inspirations to be better. And I'll help you guys in any way you guys need to. You guys need help with this, help with that, let me know. Gojira don't need my help because he's already a badass. Again, if Anubis ever needed my help, trust me, he'll let me know. but all you guys, like I said, man, I hope Neko comes home soon. Anubis, Linwood, bro, tell your daughter thank you. And Linwood, thank you for just being a supporter. Thank you for being you, man. Thank you for showing that support and always being real too, man. And freaking Walter, bro, my rider died, my rider died, bro. That always started with it. You and Gojira, man, you guys were the building blocks for the Sci-Fi Society. And remember, all of us here are the Sci-Fi Society.
Thank you. Amen to that.
No matter what everybody says, we are the Sci-Fi Society. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Kaiju Pimp Daddy Goodness, Lashonda Richardson, Gojira851, Kevin Lambert, Kaiju Goodness, George, Little Loki, everyone who joined this podcast, everybody who joined the live stream, thank you very much. We are out. This is the last podcast, last podcast for 2022. Thank you, guys.
With a blast.
I hope you guys have a good year.
Yes.
We will be in touch, all of us here. So we are the Sci-Fi Society, always keeping it fucking raw, always keeping it fucking real, and we are out.
Peace.
Get with me, Walter. Be well, brother.
Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Don't leave.